White Law is the absolutely sizzling Jackie Buntan after another epic win inside the one circle. Jackie, congratulations. You've done it again and you were on fire tonight. How good did that feel?
Oh, it felt amazing to be, to put on another performance like that. And we talked earlier, I wasn't too happy with my last performance here at one. So I was definitely happy with this one.
You described your coach, Brian Pope-Joy, as a wizard. What kind of magic has he been teaching you for this one? How much credit does he deserve for that performance?
Oh, he deserves it all, honestly. The stuff we've been working isn't completely new. It's all rudimentary stuff that he's instilled in me with just, different little flares here and there. And I trust him. I trust him as my coach, and he really makes the thing easy for me.
Daniela Lopez was a game opponent, but you really were on fire throughout the fight. You didn't put her away, but you must just be loving that performance. What is the emotion like when, you don't put your opponent away, but for 3 rounds, you just look fantastic?
Oh, I haven't had a knockout yet, but that's the goal soon. I never go into a fight looking for that. I feel like if you go into it looking for a knockout, it's not going to happen. You kind of have to let it happen organically. But I think I won all 3 rounds clearly. So it felt great, having a dominating fight like that.
You've always had fast hands, but they looked lightning tonight. What's gone into that? What kind of preparation? How do you get them that fast?
And there's no secret. It's just a lot of hard work. I can't thank my strength coach, Nick Curson from Speed of Sport. He really does a lot of stuff out of the box that pertains to your sport. So he definitely takes a lot of credit for that. But besides that, it's just, I've always had speed ever since I started when I was a kid. When I was younger, I kind of use it to a disadvantage. I wouldn't really fully commit to things, but now that I'm older, more practice, it's speed plus power plus precision. It's all tying together now.
When you can smell blood in the water and you know that you're near the finish, how do you make sure that you maintain that focus and up the ante, but you don't let yourself slip and you don't let yourself get caught by anything?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. You get really excited, a bunch of adrenaline rushes through. Just I forget which round I threw a left hook and her head wobbled back, her eyes kind of went back in the head, and I kind of just pressed forward. But my coach Brian's like, take it easy, slow down. He never wants us to run into things recklessly. And at that point, it was clear I was winning the fight. So he didn't want me to run into anything stupid. So he was just, say, take your time, you're fine, focus. So having that voice in the corner definitely helps.
What was it like competing in Singapore Indoor Stadium? Is an amazing venue, but you've got that eerie quietness and you can hear your coaches. What was that like?
This is my third fight. All 3 fights here at one has been pretty much no audience, and I don't mind it at all. I know some athletes, they say they thrive with the audience, which is great and all, but I'm totally fine with no audience. I feel like I could actually really focus and stay present and hear my coach. So I love it.
We have a question coming in from Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Dylan, your mic is unmuted.
Hey there, Jackie. I appreciate you making some time.
Thanks for having me.
I'm just curious because, speaking to the broader run and one championship here, because it seems like you've been on some big shows so far, just a history making one in Power, one on TNT4. Can you speak to that broader journey in one championship? Because it seems like you've gotten to really showcase your skills on some big shows and you've really shown out.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially being on this card, the Empower card, the first all-female card ever. It's truly an honor to be on these big cards. It's, at first it's a little daunting with the pressure, but I just tell myself there's a reason why they selected me to be on these cards, and that just adds on to my confidence as a fighter.
And it seemed like there was a very comprehensive performance, but you kind of seemed like you had the, mentioning of the fact you didn't get the finish. Is that just you trying to almost scrutinize it in the sense of okay, what do I improve on next? Or are you ultimately, I guess, proud of the performance overall?
No, I'm super proud about that performance, just because everything we worked for this camp, it came out. And even if that means I didn't knock her out, that's fine, because everything I worked, throughout this camp came out in that fight. And that's what I love about training and fighting, is always learning, trying new things. And when it comes out on the night that it matters, it's just an amazing feeling.
It was an exemplary performance, and I appreciate the insights. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Our next question comes in from Faris of Singapore Strike Sports, who asks, what's next for you?
I already told him multiple times I want the strawweight world title shot. So whoever they want to throw my way, I'm game.
Next, we'll go to Kevin Estrada of Burn Sport Philippines. Kevin, off you go with your question.
Magandang gabi, Jackie. Good evening to everyone. You said about the Deadly Kisser. You have paid tribute to him, and looks like I just researched his name and the times that he had paid Boxing Works a visit. On those trips to Lawndale, what was your biggest takeaway from him, from Santianoy?
Pretty much just, it goes past fighting. It's just him as a person. He was honestly the sweetest, most down-to-earth person you could ever meet, and just always wanted the best for everyone. And that energy carried on throughout the room and everybody in the room.
Follow up. It's basically like your debut against Wonder Girl, but minus the knockdown. What dominating display with your hands, those left, right, left combos, you had caught them by surprise. And how are you satisfied right now? And looks like you're gonna be inching closer, and you wanted to beg, like, who you want to face for the strawweight Muay Thai belt, which is currently vacant.
Yeah, I always have confidence in all my strikes, definitely my hands. And that was pretty much our game plan. We knew she was going to come forward, try to clinch. And my game plan was to take that away from her, take her confidence away. Every time she'd clinch, have her run into things. And that's exactly what I did. And with my third win here, and I think that definitely solidifies me as a top contender for the belt. It's kind of hard to say who would be next in terms of who I could fight for the belt, just because I think I've been the most active, most active fighter in the division, given all the COVID restrictions and stuff. So, I mean, anybody really.
That should be it for me. Thank you so much. Congratulations once again, Jackie. Mabuhay kayo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We now go to Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. Off you go with your question, Nick.
Hey, Jackie. Congratulations on the win. It seems a few people have already asked you about the title shot. So I guess I'll ask you, would you consider, or would you like to perhaps compete in a tournament to determine who is the champion? And, have you had conversations maybe with Chatri about them beefing up this division and signing some girls?
I didn't have any conversations about that with him, but I mean, I love tournaments. I'm a competitive person. I think that would be an awesome idea. I think it's kind of hard right now to do a tournament in the strawweight division because, like I said, it's still super new and there's still a handful of girls who haven't fought or who haven't fought in a while. So I think a tournament would probably be later down the line, but it's definitely something I'm interested in.
And one's just announced an all kickboxing card for October 15th, first strike. Would you like to see something similar for Muay Thai?
Oh, definitely. One super serious card is always fun to watch.
And quickly, just I don't know if you were able to see it because she was right after you, but Anissa Meksen made her debut pretty emphatic. A lot of people have been saying she should fight your teammate, Janet Todd. Do you think that would be a good fight?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great fight. I think regardless of whether it happens next week or next year, it's going to happen. So I think that's definitely something people are going to be excited about.
All right. Yeah. Thanks again. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next question comes in from Ivan Stewart of Dugout Philippines. Ivan, your mic is open.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Good evening, Jackie. So I saw your match, and I saw that despite you putting up some sort of a clinic on Daniela, you failed to knock her out. So were you surprised that Daniela was this resilient, that despite your strikes, you couldn't finish her?
Yeah, she's a super tough girl, you know, just like Wonder Girl, she's very tough. I just think I had the heavier, smarter strikes, and that helped me out. It helped me get the win at the end of the day.
All right. So I believe this is your third match for the year. Do you still have plans to rest for the rest of this, especially that Christmas is nearing?
You know, I'm still young. I'd love to be active, but Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love staying home, being all cozy. But if I get that call, I'll do it. I love fighting.
All right. Thank you very much, Jackie. Congratulations. Sandra, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ivan. This time we have a text question coming in, and a reminder to our media, you can raise your hand, you can ask a question, or you can message in your question and we'll read it out. So Ivan Suing from the Daily Tribune asks, there's not much to pick from your fight. It was a near flawless performance. However, for future fights, what adjustments would you like to make? What adjustments might be needed in your game?
You know, I didn't get to watch the fight yet. I'll probably watch that right after this. But just based off what I remember, probably, I don't know. I guess I probably would want to string more kicks together along with my hands, because I have a lot of confidence with, like I said, all my strikes. But it's just, you know, when the hands start landing and you see the physical damage it gets on the other girl, it's just hard not to keep doing that same thing.
He also asked, I know you've made it very clear that you want the title shot, but if you don't get it right away, how do you envision your next fight leading up to the title shot while you wait for them to introduce the strawweight belt?
I mean, like I said, my division's still new. There's still a handful of girls who haven't fought. And I'm totally fine having another fight and, you know, fighting one of these girls in order to get that title shot. I'll be patient. But like I said, I came into one championship with my intentions clear on that title shot.
Who's impressed you in the division so far, and who out there has your respect?
In my division?
Yeah.
So I guess it's hard to say just because there's not many girls who fought yet, but I'd love to fight Victoria since she won against Amber. I think that was probably the first strawweight bout in my division. And I'd love to fight Amber again because me and Amber fought when we were amateur fighters, and she actually won that fight. So I'd love to rematch her again on the one championship stage.
I'm not sure if you had an opportunity to follow up with the results because you've been doing interviews, but just out of interest, the audience knows that they can go to onefc.com/vote and actually vote for our semi-finalists in the Grand Prix. So I was just wondering, who would you vote for in the semi-finals? What matchups would you like to see in the Grand Prix?
You know, she's a newcomer, but I was really impressed with her. I saw some of her fights. I think if I say it correctly, Seo Hee from Korea, South Korea. She looked really amazing. So I'd love to see her in the finals.
Brilliant. Jackie, 3 for 3 in one championship. Always incredible to watch you do what you do best. And we can't wait to see you back in the one circle. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, thank you for your questions. A reminder that we will be back, where we'll be joined by Anissa Meksen at 10:45 p.m. Do stay with us.
What's up, everyone? I'll try and fill in the time until Anissa turns up. But yes, great job, Andrew Whitelaw Sports, says John Nutt. I agree. Andrew hosting the post-fight interviews again for one championship and doing a great job. Anissa Meksen is up next. Incredible debut victory for her. What a knockout against Christina Morales. think they're coming back in now, though. So I'm going to shut up. Or they're just playing their music.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what a finish it was. We are joined by one of the best strikers on the planet. We've been waiting for this debut, and it's certainly delivered. We're joined by Anissa Meksen. Anissa, congratulations. What a performance. Was it worth the wait?
Est-ce que ça a mérité la peine?
Écoute, c'était mon objectif de la mettre KO. Et ça s'est passé exactement comme je voulais, donc tant mieux, vraiment. Et je suis vraiment satisfaite de mes débuts au One.
Yes, it was. Sorry. Yes, it was really worth it. It was all the way worth it. I efforted to that. I'm very happy, very satisfied with it.
We'll take our first media question, which comes from Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Go ahead, Dylan.
Appreciate you taking my call. I was just curious because, you know, getting the only finish on the event so far, just how does it feel to, you know, really put the stamp on it on this history-making event overall?
Alors, vous avez été l'unique à finir par strike. Comment se sent d'avoir cet achievement?
Tout simplement, bah, c'était mon objectif déjà avant combat. Je venais pour mettre KO. Du coup, bah, je suis énormément satisfaite de ma performance et super fière de moi.
I'm very proud of myself. It was my goal from the beginning, so I made the effort towards it, and I did it. So I'm very happy, very proud of myself.
And then just a quick follow-up. I'm great kickboxing showing tonight, but is the goal to also pursue Muay Thai bouts within the circle as well, or just strictly kickboxing?
Franchement, j'ai compris, merci beaucoup. Je veux les deux ceintures. Mon objectif, il est clair au One, c'est d'obtenir le titre de championne du monde en kickboxing et en boxe thaï.
I want both of them. My goal is to acquire both of the belts, so I'm striking towards it.
Thanks so much for the insights, and big congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dylan. Up next, we have Jack Gotzel from Tarts Off Sport. Go ahead, Jack.
After a super impressive performance, Anissa, did you feel like you earned a title shot in your next fight?
J'espère.
Après toute cette performance étonnante, est-ce que vous pensez que vous acquérez le tigre?
J'espère, clairement. Là, le but, c'était de marquer les esprits ce soir et j'espère qu'on va me proposer le title shot directement après.
I hope for sure that was the goal, and that is really what I want. So I really hope so.
Thank you. And are there any fights outside of a title shot? Are there any opponents that you would really like to fight in your time here at One Championship?
Est-ce qu'il y a des autres opponents qui vous voulez vraiment se battre contre?
Pour le moment, non. Mon objectif, il est clair, c'est de boxer Jeannette Todd.
Not for the moment. The moment is really to focus in my method of boxing, striking.
Thank you very much.
Our next question comes in via text from Olivier of boxmag.com, who asks, who do you want to fight next? I think you've covered that a little bit, but is there more than one option for you of opponents that you would really like to fight?
Pour le moment, c'est vraiment, je suis fixée sur Jeannette Todd et après, on verra en vrai. Mais là, c'est Jeannette Todd à 200%.
Yeah, for the moment, it's Jeannette Todd, so I'm really focusing to that. That's all.
And our next question from Olivier. How do you feel about MMA gloves, fighting in MMA gloves?
Comment vous vous sentez de lutter avec des gants de MMA?
J'ai boxé avec des gants de normaux, en fait, de kickboxing. Du coup, bah, j'ai pas encore eu cette sensation-là, mais j'espère bientôt pouvoir boxer avec les gants de MMA, évidemment. Ça va faire des dégâts.
I'm still getting used to the sensation, but of course I want to succeed and I want to make a lot of damage with it.
Our next question is from Fight Game Asia, who asks, how many more fights until you expect to be in a championship belt? Do you believe that you'll you'll get the title shot next?
Je veux le title shot directement après. Là, j'ai pas le temps d'attendre, clairement. J'ai attendu 1 an et demi pour boxer. J'ai soif de combat, j'ai soif de cette ceinture et je la veux absolument. Du coup, j'espère qu'on me la proposer là derrière.
I really want it. I've been practicing it for, preparing myself for 1 year and a half. I really want it, so I'm going towards it.
You're the owner of some pretty epic highlight reels. Where does tonight's rank among some of your favorite finishes?
Vous êtes très bien positionné. Où vous pensez que ça peut vous ramener? Quels sont le prochain pas? Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, you have some epic highlight reel finishes in your career. Where do you rank tonight's in your favorite?
Alors, vous avez beaucoup de finalisations dans votre carrière. Où vous positionnez la de cette nuit dans votre carrière?
Elle est pas mal, hein. Elle est dans le top 5.
Top 5, I would say.
It sounds good to me. We have another text question. This time it comes from Faris Farhan of Singapore Strike Sports. He says, you've said you don't want to wait. You finished the fight fast. Is this your aim in every fight to end the fight with a knockout as you did tonight?
Exactement. Là, quand je monte sur le ring, mon objectif, il est clair, c'est de finir par KO. Mon objectif, c'est ça, c'est de finir par KO, marquer les esprits, marquer mon histoire. Et voilà, tout simplement.
Yeah, that's my goal, to finish as soon as possible by KO and to impress all the minds and to leave that mark. That's exactly what I want, to finish as fast as I can by KO.
I'm curious, she didn't manage to get the finish, but she put on an incredible performance. The teammate of Janet Todd, Jackie Buntan, did you manage to see any of her performance and were you impressed?
Vous avez vu l'autre finalisation de Jackman. Est-ce que vous êtes impressionné? Comment vous la voyez?
De qui? De Jackie? Non, j'ai pas vu le combat parce qu'il était juste avant moi et du coup, j'avais pas accès à l'écran et non, j'ai pas vu. Désolée.
Unfortunately, I couldn't see the combat. I was preparing for my own combat. It was just before mine, so I couldn't watch it.
With One Championship putting together a special all-striking show with First Strike on October 15th, the likes of Rod Tang and Giorgio Petrosian competing, does this feel like a golden age for kickboxing and Muay Thai? And how proud are you of that?
Est-ce que toutes ces victoires sont comme une ère de l'or pour le kickboxing et pour le Muay Thai? Et dans votre opinion, et qu'est-ce que vous pensez sur tout ça?
Tu peux répéter la question, s'il te plaît?
Can you repeat the question, please?
October 15th, First Strike will see One Championship put together an all-striking card of kickboxing and Muay Thai. Rod Tang, Giorgio Petrosian, star-studded. Does this feel like a golden age for Muay Thai and kickboxing?
Bah, là, clairement, c'est les meilleurs noms qui vont boxer sur cette date-là. Donc, c'est incroyable. Ces deux athlètes incroyables. Du coup, bah, forcément, ça fait du bien au kickboxing et à la boxe thaï.
So they are two great, maybe of the greatest athletes. So it's of course a great thing that is happening, and it's forcefully something that it puts its mark and it's impressive. So for sure.
Given that that's going to be an historic night for the sport, October 15th, is that too soon for you? You seem fresh. Does it appeal to you to be on that card?
Est-ce que le 15 octobre, ça sent trop tôt? Est-ce que vous vous sentez préparé pour être là?
Rien n'est jamais trop tôt. Si on m'appelle, je suis là, forcément.
It's never too early. If they call me, I will be there.
Anissa Meksen, absolute legend of the sport. Wonderful to speak to you, and congratulations on a truly epic performance. Merci bien. And good night. And reminder to the media to stay with us. You can get your questions in by raising your hand and asking your question. You can also text in your questions. We'll be joined at 11 p.m. by Itsuki Hirata.
Hello, friends. I'm back. If you are watching, thanks, Chris. Good show, Nikki says. Yes, I think most people are watching the live stream Fight Companions still, or watching the fights. So not many watching me here, but yes, Itsuki Hirata will be up next. Oh, here comes the music. Bloody hell. Let's turn this off. There you go. Yeah. So I'm watching Denice against Ham. I guess I'll do a little mini Fight Companion here. Seems like Denice is winning the fight. I don't know. Not much action in the first round, definitely. Yeah, definitely down to this final round. I don't know. I'm just watching it like the rest of you. Zamboanga won. It's not over yet, John. There is still one more round. It's pretty hard to tell who's winning though. But I will have to figure that one out when I write my match report in after the fight. So I don't think I even saw much of the first two rounds, but from what I've heard, yeah, the first round looked like Zamboanga went for like a takedown for the whole round. Ham defended it. What round now? We're in the third and final round, John. I think it's really up in the air here. And we've had some shocks tonight. Ritu Phogat beat Meng Bo. And Stamp, yeah, I thought Stamp pulled it out from the jaws of defeat there. She turned it around against Aliona Rasahuna. Ham needs a big round here, I think, or Zamboanga is going to win this. I mean, Ham came into this fight very, very confident. You might say too confident, overconfident. And Denice was, she just smiled and said, you know, we'll see what happens on September 3rd. I mean, Angela Lee predicted Ham would win. I think everyone predicted Ham would win. I predicted Denice would win. So I might get one right for once. Hirata looks good and win it all the way. Yeah, Itsuki Hirata looked very good against Elise Anderson. I mean, Elise did drop her. We got a finger in the eye there. Okay. Or was it a clash of heads? Clash of heads in the third round. All right. Yeah, Zamboanga's got a nasty cut. Yeah. Ham has a hematoma on the side of her eye. Okay. Yeah, well, guys, I don't know who's going to win this one. But interesting enough. We should have Itsuki Hirata very soon, and I will shut up and go away again. And Andrew Whitelaw can ask all the questions and fill in all the gaps. Here he is. He's back. All right. I'll go away.
Grand Prix. Joining us now is Japan's Itsuki Hirata. What a performance, Itsuki. A well-deserved unanimous decision victory. You showed heart. You showed incredible skill. How pleased are you to get the victory?
五木選手、おめでとうございます。素晴らしい勝利だったと思うんですけど、今のお気持ちをお聞かせください。
まだまだかなって感じですかね。
Well, to be honest, I still have a lot to do, so I'm not like super impressed about myself, but yeah, win's a win, so.
We're going to take our first media question, which comes from Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Go ahead, Dylan.
Hey there. I appreciate you taking my call. I'm just kind of curious because there was that real, comeback kind of moment in the third frame there where Itsuki was dropped, and obviously not an ideal circumstance per se, but just how much utility is that for the career overall, just in the sense of being able to overcome those tough moments and gut it out for the win.
五木選手、3ラウンドで、アリスのパンチを当たって、ちょっとダウンしたように見えたんですけども、そこから見事にカムバックして、勝利をつかんだかと思うんですけど、キャリアにおいて、ああいう、試合の中でのピンチを乗り越えて勝つっていうのは、どういうお気持ちですか？
初めてパンチで倒れたので、なんだろう、なんか新鮮な気持ちなんですけど、なんかぐらつくよりか、なんだろうな、一瞬天井が見えて、なんかすぐもう意識ずっとあったんで、そんななんかダウンってよりかは本当一瞬倒れたぐらいなので、すぐ立て直したんで、でも絶対次はその打撃が強い選手が来ると思うんで、こんなもんじゃないんだろうなってすぐ思います。
はい。Actually, it wasn't my first time getting a punch in my face, and it wasn't really like a down or anything. I just saw the ceiling and I wasn't dizzy or I didn't faint or anything. So I was able to come back and put pressure on my athlete again. But the thing is, probably from the semifinals, the next opponent most likely will be a good striker, better than Elise. So I need to, make sure I won't get those big punches again in my next fight.
And just a quick follow-up in mentioning that, advancing to the semifinals there, just going to be decided by, the fans, the different matchups there. Already we have, Ritu Phogat and Stamp Fairtex advancing. Is there any preference between any of the opponents that have so far advanced, or just willing to test skills with whoever in the circle?
次の準決勝なんですけども、ファン投票で対戦相手が決まるんですけども、五木選手的に次はこのことやりたいとか、そういう希望はありますか？
まだその試合の結果を全部見てないので、次の試合から誰が勝ったかわかんないんですけど、ファン的にはそのスタンプが投票が多いんじゃないかなってすごい思ってるので、自分の予想ではやっぱスタンプかなってすごい思います。
はい。I don't know the results yet, but I'm pretty sure that the fans want to see me against Stamp. So yeah, let the fans, choose Stamp and and let's have a good fight.
Thanks so much for the time and the insights.
Thank you, Dylan. A reminder that fans can go online to vote who they want to see in the semi-final. onefc.com/vote. Let us know who you would love to see in the final four. Our next question comes from Jack Gotzel of Tarps Off Sports. Jack, your mic is unmuted.
Itsuki, I know you said that you weren't overly impressed with your performance tonight. What is something that you think you need to work on so that way you can be impressed?
五木選手、先ほど、最初の質問で、今回の試合内容はあまり満足してないみたいなことをおっしゃったと思うんですけども、どういうところが満足いかなくて、今後どういうふうに改善していきたいと思ってますか？
やっぱり練習をしてるだけあって、やっぱいろんなこともしたし、打撃もしたし、グラウンドもしたんですけど、パウンドとかポジションのキープはすごい良かったと思うんですけど、それ以外のその寝技の技術だったり、立ち技の技術だったりは全然もっともっといっぱいあったので、そこが出せなかったのがすごい練習しただけ悔しいんですけど、次の試合に向けてまた頑張れる課題ができたので、そこは、一安心、勝てて一安心だなってすごい思います。
はい。For this fight, I practiced a lot. I mean, a lot. And I did groundworks and a lot of sparring and lots of striking. And in this fight, my ground control, my positions was really good and my pounds were really good. But the grappling, not very good. And there was a lot more stuff I can show in striking. So I think, I need to improve overall my ground work and my striking.
Thank you. And I know you mentioned Stamp earlier. If you do get Stamp in the next round, how do you see that fight going between you and her?
先ほど多分ファンがスタンプ選手との対戦を望むだろうとおっしゃってたと思うんですけども、万が一っていうか、スタンプ選手と対戦したとき、どういう試合の流れになると思いますか？
完全な打撃の選手なので、もうすごい打撃にこだわってくるだろうなって思うし、今日の自分のダウン取られたところとか見られると、やっぱり打撃に穴があるって思われると思うんで、グラウンドは絶対なしの打撃だけだなってすごい思いますね。
Well, Stamp, she's totally a striker, so she's definitely will come with a stand-up fight and show her striking. And like today's fight, like she already saw me, like going down with one punch, so she probably saw a hole there. So I need to practice my striking defense and also improve my striking so I can fight against her.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
For our next question, we go now to Raj Shekhar of Essentially Sports. Raj, go ahead with your question.
Hello. First of all, thank you for having me here, and I would like to congratulate Hirata for a spectacular win. She really looked confident. She really looked light on social media, even at the beginning of the day. And even after entering the cage, she was really confident. She was lighthearted, even after being sort of overpowered on certain occasions. So was there a point where she felt heated, or what was her mind plan going through all the heat that Anderson was offering?
今回平田選手、試合当日のインスタとかでも、あと入場した時もすごく落ち着いていて、自信に満ち溢れてたように見えたんですけども、その自信の表れが試合にも出たと思うんですけど、その要因は何だと思いますか？
やっぱり練習期間がすごく長かったので、それだけ自信はつくほど練習もできたし、技術もいっぱいあったんですけど、いざやっぱ試合となると、1年半ぶりのその本戦出て、緊張よりかは戻ってきたなっていう気持ちと、やっぱなんかやらなきゃって思う気持ちがちょっと、ギクシャクしたじゃないけど、自信があるし、すごい落ち着いてたんですけど、試合で出せなかったらすごい意味ないなって思ったし、他の選手見てると、やっぱり打撃の選手が強いんで、そこだけ自分の穴がもうすごい見えた試合だったかなって、すごい反省の試合かなって思います。
はい。Well, I've been working hard for this fight, and so of course I'm confident, and I think it's like 1.5 years since I'm back in the cage, so more than being nervous, I was super excited, and I was I'm back. I was really excited and happy to be back. So yeah, I think that really reflected in my fight. But still, I saw a hole in my stand-up fight. So that's where I have to make the improvements. So I hope I'll get better in that next fight.
And I know Hirata is really interested in facing Stamp Fairtex, but similar to Stamp, Ritu Phogat recently had a big win against Mengbo, and she's an illustrious wrestler. So on tonight's performance, Hirata's grappling looked a bit bleak. So if she gets inside the cage with Ritu Phogat, how does she see the fight happening?
次選手は先ほどスタンプとの試合をファンが見たいだろうとおっしゃってたんですけど、今日の試合でリトゥ・フォガット選手がメンボ選手に勝ったんですよね。見事な勝利で、リトゥ選手はレスラーじゃないですか。で、五木選手も寝技はだいぶ得意なんで、リトゥ選手との試合とかどうですか？
全然ありだと思ってるし、もうトーナメント本当にみんな判定が多いって聞いたんですけど、それほど僅差がないぐらいのみんなが同じぐらい強いので、本当誰でも来ていいようには練習します。
Yeah, Stamp's good, but of course, yeah, Ritu's also great. Whoever comes next, all the athletes, they're amazing and they're all good athletes. So we just got to practice and prepare for the next fight.
Thank you so much for the time. I congratulate Hirata once again for her win.
Next up, we go to Jay Anderson from Cageside Press. Jay, please ask your question.
Thanks very much. Konnichiwa, Itsuki. I'm just wondering, with the fans voting for the semifinal matchups, are you a fan of that, or would you prefer, it to be based on ranking or some other metric?
準決勝の対戦相手の決め方なんですけど、ファン投票ってことなんですけど、五木選手的には、ファン投票がいいと思いますか？それとも、ランキングとか、ワンの意向で決めた方がいいと思いますか？
いや、いいと思います。自分もこっちに来て、そのルールミーティングの前に、トーナメントの選手だけ集められて、その発表が聞いたので、もうそれでもう選手も多分すごいモチベーション上がったし、やっぱ、試合側、関係者側よりかは、やっぱ見る人がすごい見たいって思う試合をすることが自分にとってもすごいみんなをハッピーにさせることだと思ってたんで、もうすごいそれに関してはもう大満足だと思います。
Hey, I am totally good about the fan vote because the first time I heard about the fan vote, it was at the rule meeting, and I'm sure that like everyone was really excited and got motivated because in the semifinals, the fans can see what they want to see, and my job is to make my fans happy and excited. So yeah, totally. We're here to showcase whatever the fans want to see. So yeah. Fan voting is great.
Mei Yamaguchi unfortunately lost her alternate bout tonight. How does it feel to be the lone Japanese fighter in the Grand Prix, and what does it mean to you to represent Japan in this?
今回リザーブマッチでメイさんが残念ながら負けちゃったんですけども、これでもう五木選手一人だけが、今回のグランプリに残ってて、もうある意味もう日本を代表してるんですけど、一人で。日本を背負うとは、五木さんにとって今どういう気持ちですか？
すごい光栄に思うですけど、やっぱり日本人だからこそ日本の強さを見せないといけないっていうプレッシャーじゃないけど、モチベーションもあるし、そこでやらなきゃって思うよりかは、やっぱり自分が持ってるいいものは全て持ちたいなって思うし、やっぱ日本でただ一人だけっていうところが自分の中ですごい嬉しいです。
I'm really happy that I'm the only one left in the Grand Prix, and I can represent Japan. And I mean, I'm sure like there's pressure, but at the same time I have motivation, and I'm totally honored. And yeah, the important thing is that I represent Japan and show everything I got in the cage.
And Seo Hee Ham was just announced as the winner of her fight. I'm wondering if you feel that Ham is now the fighter to beat in the tournament because of her experience.
今は速報なんですけど、ハムソニ選手がザンバーガ選手に勝ったんですけども、キャリア的にもハムソニ選手、すごいキャリアが長いと思うんですけども、やっぱグランプリで優勝するにはやっぱハムソニ選手を倒さないといけないって思いますか？
そうですね。やっぱ一番注目されて一番強いって言われてるだけあるし、やっぱ経験のバカスが違うので、そうなると、やってみたいっていう気持ちもあるんですけど、今日の試合を見る限り、まだまだもっと練習しないと手の届かない存在なんじゃないかなって思うので、そこだけは本当自分を責めるじゃないけど、もっとやんなきゃダメだなって思います。
はい。Yeah, I guess like Seo Hee Ham, she told everything that she's the strongest, has the longest career, and I think a lot of people think that she's going to win the Grand Prix, and I totally admit it, and she's great. So, I just have to go back home to Japan and, practice more so I can fight against her soon.
And last one for me. Obviously, the winner of the Grand Prix is going to get the title fight with Angela Lee. I'm just curious how you think you match up with the champion as it stands.
ちょっと気が早い質問なんですけど、グランプリで優勝すると、現チャンピオンのアンジェラ・リー選手との挑戦権を得られるんですけども、もし、五木選手がアンジェラと対戦したら、どういう試合になると思いますか？
やっぱり今日の相手もそうなんですけど、アンジェラ・リー、すごく身長も大きい選手なので、すごいリーチもそうだけど、フィジカルの強さもあると思うんで、それに負けないようにどう対策するかなんですけど、でも、充実もできるし、グラップリングも上手だし、打撃もできるしって思うと、本当穴の少ない選手なので、本当気持ちと、 もう気持ちでぶつかる試合になるんじゃないかなって思うんですけど、もう本当でもやってみたいってずっと思ってたので、もう本当こうトーナメント優勝してアンジェラに挑みたいです。
はい。Same with tonight's opponent, Elise. Angela is also tall and she's physically strong and she has long reach and she's good at grappling. She has good jiu-jitsu. She has good striking. She's an overall fighter. So there's a lot of things I have to do to compete with her, but I really wanted to fight her from a long time ago. So I really want to, become the Grand Prix champion and challenge her.
Thanks very much. Arigato.
Thank you, Jay and Itsuki Hirata. Massive congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, remember to get your questions in as we will be joined imminently by the Indian Tigress, Ritu Phogat.
五木選手以上です。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
おめでとうございます。お疲れです。Thank you.
Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the Indian Tigress, Ritu Phogat, and we'll go to our first question from the media, Jay Anderson from Cageside Press.
Congratulations on the win tonight, Ritu. I'm just wondering, you did have to overcome a fair amount of adversity in the first round. What was going through your head during that sequence?
तो पूछ रहा है कि आपने बहुत कुछ go through किया होगा फाइट के टाइम में, तो आपको कैसा लग रहा है?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू। काफी अच्छा लग रहा है कि फर्स्ट राउंड में मैं मतलब पिछड़ रही थी, लेकिन लास्ट के 2 राउंड में मैंने कम बैक किया, तो काफी अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैंने मोमो को हराया। वो काफी अच्छी अपोनेंट थी और मेरे से ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस था, लेकिन मैंने प्रूव कर दिया कि आई एम द बेस्ट।
She feels that she has done a pretty good job during the match, even though the first match I felt that I wasn't doing that great of a job, but then I managed to actually get through the next 2 rounds pretty well, and I've made sure that I was a very strong competitor against Mangbo, and I've done a pretty good job, and I thank everyone for supporting me as well.
Is that the sort of fight that you think is going to make you a better fighter in this tournament, make you stronger going forward, having overcome that?
आपको लगता है कि ऐसे फाइट करने से आप स्ट्रांग हो जाएंगे एंड आपका फाइटिंग और अच्छा हो जाएगा?
बिल्कुल। मुझे लगता है कि जब हम किसी एक अच्छे फाइटर को हराते हैं तो बिल्कुल कॉन्फिडेंस भी आता है और एक्सपीरियंस भी आता है। तो बिल्कुल ऑफकोर्स वो चीज मोम्बो एक बहुत अच्छी फाइटर है और ऑटोमेट की सेकंड 2 कंटेंडर है, तो बिल्कुल उसको हराकर मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस भी आया है और बहुत कुछ सीखने को भी मिला है और एक्सपीरियंस है वो थोड़ा सा बढ़ गया है।
I feel that the fact that I've actually competed against a very strong fighter, I've managed to gain not only confidence but also experience, and that the way that I managed to compete with Mangbo has really definitely helped to amp up my confidence at this point in time, and that is something that I want to take forth with every match that I'm going to be doing in the next round.
And last one for me, we now know who the semifinalists are. It's going to be voted on by the fans, obviously, but out of stamp Fairtex, Itsuki Hirata and Seo Hee Ham, do you have any preference on who you face in the next round?
मैं बिल्कुल रेडी हूँ, कोई भी जो भी आए मैं उसके लिए मतलब अपने नेक्स्ट चैलेंज के लिए रेडी हूँ और बिल्कुल मैं चाहूंगी जो भी बेस्ट हो, बिल्कुल मैं बेस्ट के साथ लड़ते ही आगे जाना चाहूंगी और अपने आप को दिखाना चाहूंगी कि मैं ही सबसे बेस्ट हूँ।
I am ready to actually take on anyone that's actually being paired with me, and it doesn't matter who it's going to be. I am ready to take on the next challenge, and I am willing to actually put in all the effort, and I'm going to go forth and make sure that I prove myself and prove the fact that I am still the best in the competition.
Congratulations again, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Next up, we go to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Go ahead, Dylan.
Appreciate you taking my call. I'm just kind of curious because when I spoke to Ritu prior to this fight, she was talking about the Mangbo fight as, representing, a rite of passage sort of moment, so to say, in her career. Just, now that the ideal outcome is in the books, like, does it feel like that rite of passage moment now, just having got the ideal outcome?
आपको लग रहा है कि ये जो फाइट हुआ था मैंगो के साथ कि आपको जो आउटकम चाहिए था मिल गया है? आपको लग रहा है कि ऐसी टाइप का जो आउटकम रहेगा ऐसी चाहिए आपको या क्या लग रहा है?
कुछ नहीं समझी मैं।
Can you please repeat that question again?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just saying that, prior to this fight, she was looking at Mangbo as a moment that was indicative of a rite of passage, just, getting the ideal outcome. Does it feel like that rite of passage kind of moment?
ओके, तो ये बोल रहा है कि इसके जीतने के बाद जैसे पैसेज टाइप का लग रहा है कि ठीक करना पड़ता है, ऐसे गो थ्रू करना पड़ता है तो आउटकम मिलने के लिए। तो आपको लग रहा है कि ऐसी टाइप का कॉम्पिटिशन आपको गो थ्रू करना पड़ेगा जो आपको चाहिए जो मिलने के लिए?
बिल्कुल मैं यही कहूंगी कि मतलब मेरे लिए हर मैच चैलेंजेस रहा है और मेरे लिए और मैंगो मतलब एक टॉप कंटेंडर को हराकर बिल्कुल एक चैंपियन जैसे फील आता है कि मैंने जो मेरे ऑटोमेट कैटेगरी में नंबर 2 कंटेंडर है, तो बिल्कुल उससे मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस और मैं भी चाहूंगी कि आगे भी मैं बेस्ट से बेस्ट फाइटर के साथ लड़ूं और अपनी जो कॉन्फिडेंस है उसको और भी अप लेके जाऊं और अपना एक्सपीरियंस और भी बढ़ाऊं.
I feel that, yes, definitely it is a rite of passage, but it's something that I've had to go through to be able to achieve and to be able to, do what I want right now and to be able to compete the way that I do right now. And even though this is one match, although it was a difficult match, remember, I know that with the other competitors and the upcoming matches that's going to happen, that is definitely something that I will have to look forward to. And although, the outcome might change and it might not be ideal, that is something that I'm more than happy to prepare myself for, and also make sure that this is something that is always going to be in my favor.
Definitely. And just as a quick follow-up, just having beat the second-ranked atomweight here, is a spot in the next rankings rollout something Ritu looks forward to at all, or is placement within the rankings not at the forefront of her focus at all?
जो अभी रैंकिंग निकलने वाला वो प्लेसमेंट आपको मैटर करता है कि as long as आप वो एटम वेट में रहेंगे आप खुश हो जाएंगे?
मेरे लिए इतना मैटर नहीं रखता. मैं यही चाहती हूँ कि मैं बेस्ट से बेस्ट करूँ और मतलब सबको ये दिखाऊं कि मैं मतलब ऑटोमेट कैटेगरी में आई एम द बेस्ट. और मेरे लिए कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि मैं नंबर 2 हूँ, नंबर 3 और रैंकिंग मेरे में क्या. मैं बस अपने आप को बेस्ट मानती हूँ और बिल्कुल ये very soon I will show all the world I am the best in the automate category.
I feel that the placement will not matter as much as long as I aim to reach the goal that I've always set out myself to achieve, which is to becoming the atom weight champion. And eventually, once I do that, whatever placements that happen within the other competitors and everything, it doesn't really matter to me as much. And I will prove myself and become the atom weight champion at the end of the day.
Well, I appreciate the insights and congrats on the awesome performance there, Ritu.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Jonathan Selvaraj of ESPN. Go ahead with your question, Jonathan.
ऋतु जी नमस्ते. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कंग्रेचुलेशंस, बहुत बढ़िया खेला आपने. काफी फाइट लोग देख रहे थे इंडिया में. आपने पिछले 3 मैचेस में थोड़े हेवी पंचेस लिए हैं. जब ये माने पंचेस लगते हैं तो आपके माइंड में क्या चल रहा था, और जब आर्मबार लगा था तो उस टाइम आपको लगा था कि फाइट खत्म होने वाला है या फिर क्या सोच रहे थे आप उस टाइम?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू सो मच. बिल्कुल मैं चाहती थी, मैं बिल्कुल चाहती हूँ मैच में कि अपोनेंट मेरे को मतलब पंच करे तो मेरा मतलब जो एग्रेशन है, जो अग्रेसिव, मैं और भी ज्यादा एग्रेसिव हो जाती हूँ. और जब आर्मबार की तो मुझे बिल्कुल भी नहीं लगा. मुझे ये था कि हाँ मैं इजी से कर लूंगी और ये मेरी बेस्ट पोजीशन है. मैं इसको आराम से कंट्रोल करके आराम से अपनी जो मेरा बेस्ट पोजीशन है मैं उसमें ले आऊंगी.
बिल्कुल. और दूसरा सवाल था आपसे, आपके सारे मैचेस में आप साइड कंट्रोल, टॉप कंट्रोल बहुत ऐसे लगता है आराम से आप ले लेते हैं. आपको अभी भी लगता है कि जैसे आप ग्राउंड एंड पाउंड से खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, अगर आप जूडो भी लाएंगे इसमें, आप कुछ और आप आगे और क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट करना चाहेंगे आप?
बिल्कुल, मैं बहुत सारी चीजें इम्प्रूवमेंट करना चाहती हूँ और मैं अपनी रेसलिंग को और भी ज्यादा बेटर बनाना चाहती हूँ. अपने ग्राउंड रेसलिंग को और भी बेटर बनाना चाहती हूँ. अपनी स्ट्राइकिंग को और भी ज्यादा इम्प्रूवमेंट करना चाहती हूँ. तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो मुझे इम्प्रूव करनी है.
फिर से पहले राउंड और जो लास्ट राउंड में जो नी लगा था आपको जब आप टेक डाउन के लिए जा रहे थे, ये कहना कि पंच आप चाहते हैं कि लोग पंच मारे आपको, उससे आपके टेक डाउन में भी आसानी होगी, ये कहने की बात है. बट जब लगता है वो उस टाइम माइंड में क्या चल रहा होता है? आप सोच रहे हैं कि बचना है बस, या फिर क्या सोच रहे थे आप उस टाइम?
मुझे उस टाइम पे कुछ भी नहीं था. मुझे यही था कि मुझे अपने जो मेरा अटैक है, जो मुझे करना है वो करना है. तो मुझे उस टाइम पे कुछ भी फील नहीं हुआ कि मुझे मतलब जब उसने पंच किया तो मेरे दिमाग में कुछ भी नहीं था. बस मुझे कोच जो भी पीछे से बोल रहा था मैं उसको फॉलो कर रही थी और मैंने बिल्कुल वो चीज फॉलो की.
ओके, थैंक यू ऋतु.
थैंक यू.
We'll take our next question from Jack Gotzel of Tarpsoft Sports.
Ritu, it seemed that the momentum all changed at the beginning of that second round. Was there something your corner said to you that caused the momentum shift, or was that all you?
I'm sorry,
Ritu, hi. Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to translate? Sorry.
You can go ahead.
So the momentum all changed in that second round. Was there something your corner said to you to change the momentum, or was that all you?
Yeah. मैं जब फर्स्ट राउंड के जब मैं आई तो मेरे कोच ने बिल्कुल मेरे को बताया कि मुझे क्या करना है, और मैंने सेकंड राउंड में जाकर बिल्कुल जो मेरे कोच ने बोला था, जो गेम प्लान बनाया था, मैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही वो चीज की और बिल्कुल वो सक्सेस हुई.
We have our translator.
Sorry.
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Hello. Yeah,
Hi,
go ahead.
Can you hear me? This
Yes.
is Natasha.
Hi, Natasha.
Hi, I'll be translating for Ritu, if that's all right.
Okay, lovely. Continue with your question.
So Seo Hee Ham may be your next opponent. How do you feel you match up with her?
मुझे यही है कि कोई भी हो, मैं बेस्ट से बेस्ट के साथ लड़ना चाहूंगी, ताकि मुझे भी मतलब जब हम बेस्ट के साथ फाइट लड़ते हैं तो हमें हमारी कमजोरी का पता चलता है, हमें हमारी स्ट्रेंथ का पता चलता है. तो बिल्कुल मैं चाहूंगी कि जो भी बेस्ट हो मैं उसके साथ फाइट लड़ना चाहूंगी.
She's saying that she just her sole aim is to just work and fight with the best opponent, and she just wants to prove herself. So all she wants to do is focus on her capabilities and bettering her capabilities, no matter who her opponent is.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ritu. Very impressive performance.
Our next question comes from Raj Shaker of Essentially Sports. Go ahead, Raj.
Hello. First of all, I would like to congratulate Ritu for a spectacular win. A lot was said. A lot was before the fight. Mengbo said that she's going to knock out Ritu in the first round, which she couldn't absolutely. Instead, she got outclassed. So, and a lot of people also doubted Ritu's validation, Ritu's spot in the ongoing Grand Prix quarterfinals. So, does she have any bad blood left inside her, or is it all done and dusted inside the cage?
रितु जी आपसे पूछ रहे कि मेंगबो ने मैच के पहले काफी ये बोला कि वो आपको हरा देंगे, और उन्होंने काफी बात की और इसके बारे में, और लोग आपकी कैपेबिलिटीज पर भी काफी डाउट कर रहे थे. तो अब मैच खत्म हो चुका है, आप जीत चुके हो, अभी आपको कैसे लग रहा है?
बिल्कुल काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, और मैं जो भी मेरे अपोनेंट मैच से पहले जो भी बोलते हैं तो मैं उनको बिल्कुल पॉजिटिव लेती हूँ, और मतलब उसको मतलब स्ट्रॉन्ग वे में लेती हूँ, और तो बिल्कुल वो चीज ली. और मैं मुझे यही है कि कोई भी कुछ बोले मैं उसको कभी नेगेटिव नहीं लेती, उसको पॉजिटिव वे में लेके और अपने आप को मतलब 110% देती हूँ, और उनका जवाब मैं रिंग में जाके अपने आप मिल जाता है, तो मुझे देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
So Ritu basically says that no, there isn't really any bad blood, and in fact she draws some sort of inspiration from any sort of pre-match talk, and she draws positivity from whatever negativity, or if there's anything that's being said about her, any doubts that are cast, she proves herself in the ring, and she just tries to draw positivity from everywhere. Hello, was I audible?
Hello. Yes, you were audible.
Yeah. So, like I said, Ritu said that there isn't any bad blood between her and her opponent, and no matter what anybody says, she really doesn't pay attention to that, and all she tries to do is derive strength and positivity from whatever doubts that people have, and her sole aim is to go into the ring and prove herself, which is what she did today.
So just a quick follow-up. Hirata, after her fight, said that she would love to fight Stamp Fairtex next. But as per the statistics, both Ritu and Stamp are at 6-1 right now. So that's a perfect matchup. But yeah, Hirata somehow managed to call out, or didn't call out, but expressed her intentions to face Stamp Fairtex next. So does Ritu feel that the other fighters at the atomweight division are ducking her after her impeccable success?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm so sorry. Hi.
Yeah,
Could you
yeah,
repeat the question? It was a bit long. I'm so sorry.
yeah, absolutely. Hirata actually, after her fight, said that she would love to face Stamp Fairtex next. But if you look at the statistics, Stamp and Ritu stands at 6-1 both. So it's a really prominent matchup. But Hirata, for some reason, didn't call out Ritu or express contentions in Stamp. So does Ritu feel that she's being avoided by the other fighters, especially after her back-to-back success against veteran opponents?
रितु जी ये आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि आपको क्या लगता है कि दूसरे एटम वेट चैंपियंस आपको अवॉइड करेंगे, आपसे डक करेंगे आपके बैक टू बैक सक्सेसेस देख के?
बिल्कुल मुझे लगता है कि क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि मेरी रेसलिंग का डिफेंस किसी के पास में नहीं है, तो बिल्कुल सभी बचना चाहेंगे मेरी रेसलिंग से, मेरे टेक डाउन से।
She says she feels that her wrestling defenses are really gotten really good, and her opponents should be fearful of her wrestling defenses. And yeah, she's not surprised about the fact that people might be ducking her or might be fearful of her after her successful wins.
Now, my last question would be: there's already a rain on social media in India. Like, people are constantly praising Ritu. We have seen posts from Sangeeta Phogat, Geeta Phogat. They've already started congratulating along with other fighters. So, did Ritu have a chance to speak with someone from India? If yes, what did they say?
रितु ये पूछ रहे कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेटरी पोस्ट डालना चालू कर दिया है इंडिया से, तो मैच के विन के बाद क्या आपने इंडिया से, आपके घर से किसी से बात की, और उन्होंने अगर बात की तो क्या बात हुई थी?
बिल्कुल मेरी सबसे पहले पापा से ही बात हुई थी, तो बिल्कुल पापा खुश हैं, लेकिन अभी बोले कि अभी और भी बहुत सारी मेहनत करनी है, अभी इस मेहनत से काम नहीं चलेगा। तो बिल्कुल सबसे पहले पापा से बात हुई और फिर बहनों से बात।
Yes, she said she's spoken to her family, her father first of all, and he told her that, well, this is great, but he kept motivating her, saying you have to do better and don't let this single success get to your head, and you have to do much more. And she even spoke to her sisters who congratulated her.
Thank you so much for the time, Ritu.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raj. We have our next question via text from Rahul Shabra from One Dojo, who asks, how was the first round when you got hit and were in an arm bar? Did you think it was over?
पहला राउंड आपका कैसे था, और अब जब आर्म बार में थे तब आपको लगा क्या ये मैच फाइट खत्म हो गई है?
बिल्कुल पहला राउंड बिल्कुल मेरे हक में नहीं था, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा मतलब एक पल में भी ऐसा नहीं लगा कि मैं आराम बार होगा, क्योंकि मुझे पता था कि मैं इस पोजीशन से आराम से इजी से निकल सकती हूँ और बेटर पोजीशन में आ सकती हूँ।
She said at no point did she feel that she was losing the match, and even though she was in an arm bar, she really didn't think that she knew that she could get back and fight against it, and yeah, she was confident of herself.
Our next question from Rahul, who says, who are you eyeing next in the Grand Prix, even though the fans will be voting?
Could you repeat that?
Yes, I know she's touched upon this already in many respects, but
yes,
who are you eyeing in the Grand Prix, even though it will be the fans that will vote?
आप चाहते आप कौन सा अपोनेंट चाहते हैं ग्रांड प्री में? या हम पता है कि फैंस वोट करेंगे, लेकिन आप किससे फाइट करना चाहेंगे नेक्स्ट ग्रांड प्री में?
मैं किसी के भी साथ लड़ने के तैयार हूँ। मैं अपने नेक्स्ट मेरा कोई भी हो, मैं बेस्ट से बेस्ट फाइटर के साथ लड़ने के लिए रेडी हूँ।
Like Ritu's already said that she is prepared for anybody who comes in front of her. All she wants is the best fighter so that she can prove herself and win. And her confidence level is given a boost. So no, it doesn't matter who it is.
Rahul will now join us. Rahul, your mic is open to ask another question.
Great. Thank you so much. What a spectacular win. You almost had most of the Indian MMA fans in tears with that comeback in the first round. We're so proud of you. Now, in the atomweight division, you're making a mark. I'm sure after this win, a lot of people will be scared and will be ducking you. Now, Stamp Fairtex is somebody who's defeated the other two Indian atomweights in the division. That's Pooja Tomar and Asha Roka. Would you like to take on Stamp first and avenge the loss that she's given to the other two Indian atomweights?
जितू ये पूछ रहे हैं क्या आप स्टैम्प फेयरफिक्स को पहले क्या आप चाहेंगे कि वो आपके अपोनेंट हो क्योंकि उन्होंने दूसरे दो स्ट्रॉन्ग अपोनेंट्स को हराया है?
मैं बस यही कहूंगी कि कोई भी हो बेस्ट, कोई भी जो भी हो, मैं बेस्ट के साथ लड़के अपने आप मतलब मैं अपने अंदर देखना चाहती हूँ कि मेरे में कितनी ताकत है, मेरे में क्या कमजोरी है। तो बिल्कुल मैं बेस्ट कोई भी हो और बेस्ट को हराकर ही मैं वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप का बेल्ट जीतना चाहती हूँ।
So Ritu essentially sticks to what is sticking to what she said earlier, that she wants to fight the best so that she can prove herself and win. So no matter who her opponent is, and she isn't really fearing anybody, whoever comes in front of her in the ring.
All right, thank you so much. Now, Ritu, do you have a small message to all your Indian MMA fans who were sitting and cheering for you?
बिल्कुल, मैं उन सभी को यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आप सभी के सपोर्ट के बिना मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ। तो इसी तरह अपना प्यार और अपना साथ मुझ पे बनाए रखें। बहुत जल्दी मैं इंडिया के लिए वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप का बेल्ट बहुत जल्दी लेके आऊंगी। तो कीप सपोर्टिंग एंड कीप योर लव विद मी।
Ritu, thanks.
Congratulations, Ritu.
Yes. No, that's all right. I think that was self-explanatory.
Great. So congratulations, Ritu, once again. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rahul. Next up, we'll go to Rup Saka from One Dojo. Rup, your mic is open.
Hello, Ritu. First of all, congratulations for your win.
Thank you.
So, my question is, in the first round, Mengbo tried to knock you out with some good punches, where you also planted some heavy punches. How you planned to counter the punches and you came back really strong?
Sorry.
Should I repeat the question, ma'am?
Yeah.
So my question is, in the first round, Mengbo tried to knock you out with some good punches.
Yeah.
Where you also planted some heavy shots to Mengbo. So how did you plan to counter the punches?
बिल्कुल फर्स्ट राउंड में मेमो ने बहुत सारे पंच किए और उनके मतलब वो पंच सक्सेस भी हुए। लेकिन मुझे सेकंड राउंड में जब मैं आई तो मुझे यही था कि जो मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है मुझे वो करना है। मुझे स्ट्राइकिंग पे ज्यादा ध्यान न देकर अपना जो मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है उस पे करना। तो वही चीज मैंने किया सेकंड और थर्ड राउंड में।
All right. So my second question is, as you in the way to the semi-final, how are you going to prepare yourself for the fight, and is there any difference in the training for this upcoming semi-final fight?
सेमीफाइनल के लिए आप कुछ ट्रेनिंग क्रिएट करेंगे या यही अभी रहेगा या कुछ चेंज रहेगा आपकी ट्रेनिंग में?
बिल्कुल, ट्रेनिंग तो बहुत सारी चीजें इम्प्रूवमेंट करनी है और आगे और भी ज्यादा टफ अपोनेंट आएंगे तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग मुझे अपने आप को और भी बेटर बनाना है। तो बिल्कुल मेरी ट्रेनिंग और भी ज्यादा हार्ड होगी।
All right, that's it from my side, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our final question comes in via text from Faraz Farhan from Singapore Strike Sports. He asks, you were nearly close to losing the match with the submission and the close knockout early on. What did your coach say to you after every round?
बिल्कुल आफ्टर मेरे फर्स्ट राउंड के बाद मेरे कोच ने मेरे को बताया कि अपने आप पे बिलीव कर और जो तेरी पावर है, तेरी रेसलिंग है, उसको यूज कर और प्रूव कर यही टाइम है, यही तेरा टाइम है और दिखा दे कि तू सबसे बेस्ट है। और मैंने सेकंड और थर्ड राउंड में जो भी मेरे स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट था, मैंने जो भी मेरी पावर थी रेसलिंग, मैंने उसको यूज किया।
So Ritu essentially says that her coach gave her a pep talk after the first round and a motivational talk after the first round and kept telling her to believe in herself and her capabilities and just focus on winning and strike and dominating and making sure that she wins. And that's what made her sail through the second and the third round.
Ritu Phogat, you are a star. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much.
We will not be joined by Mengbo, ladies and gentlemen, who can't make it to the interviews, but we will be joined imminently by Stamp Fairtex. So Do stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly.
What's up, everyone? It's Nick Atkin again. I'm back. We are going into the 5th round, I think, of Michelle Nicolini and Xiong Jingnan title fight. It is all the Panda, pretty much, guys. I don't know what Nicolini can do. But yeah, we had Ritu Phogat there talking about her big win over Mengbo. Mengbo is not going to be up next. She was set for 11:30. Well, we're already way behind schedule. So yeah, Mengbo will not be coming through. We're going to have Stamp Fairtex, I think, next. So we should be back on time, really. Well, anyway, here's Andrew, so I'll shut up.
We now welcome Stamp Fairtex to this post-event interview. Stamp, massive congratulations, and a reminder to our viewers that you can, of course, vote for your semi-finalist at onefc.com/vote. Stamp, this one must feel pretty good. How does it feel on this historic card to kind of get your revenge against Alyona?
ขั้นตอนแรกก็คือขอแสดงความดีใจด้วยนะกับชัยชนะในครั้งนี้แล้วก็รู้สึกยังไงบ้างที่ได้ล้างแค้นอาริโอนาได้ในครั้งนี้ค่ะ
ไฟล์นี้รู้สึกดีใจกับตัวเองมากค่ะที่รีแมตช์ครั้งนี้ชนะแต่ก็ไฟล์นี้เป็นไฟล์ที่ต่อยได้ไม่ดีนักเท่าไหร่ค่ะ
Well, I really worked. I'm happy for my performance this night, and but however, I still plan to do so many things. I didn't do in this fight. So, however, I will try to improve myself in the next fight.
There was a moment there where she had the arm bar. What was going through your head?
ในช่วงที่อาริโอนาอัมบาสแตมนะคะแซมคิดยังไงบ้างช่วงนั้นคิดว่าจะแพ้หรือจะชนะค่ะ
คิดว่าจะต้องเอาออกมาให้ได้ค่ะคือจะไฟล์นี้จะแพ้ไม่ได้ค่ะ
Well, only thing in my head that I think in that time that I will not going to tap, and then I will need to defend her ground game and of course her armbar.
You've always maintained from day one that you did not tap in the first fight. Does it feel now like all is right with the universe and that justice has been done?
สแตมได้ยืนยันมาตลอดตั้งแต่รอบที่แล้วตั้งแต่ที่แพ้อาริโอนานะคะว่าสแตมไม่ได้แท็บซึ่งตรงนี้เนี่ยมันแสดงให้เห็นชัดแล้วว่าเราไม่ได้แท็บจริงๆตรงนี้เนี่ยคือเหมือนยกภูเขาออกจากอกไหมคะ
ค่ะก็เหมือนแบบว่าไอ้ที่ว่าเราเหมือนแบบถูกกดดันในเรื่องนี้แล้วก็เวลาสื่อออกมาก็จะยกเรื่องนี้มาเป็นประเด็นว่าเราแท็บจริงไหมหรือไม่ได้แท็บหรือยังไงหรือว่าคือมันมีแบบว่าตรงนั้นทำให้เรากังวลว่าเราไฟนี้เราจะทำยังไงที่ว่ามันจะให้ขาดรอยไม่ให้แบบว่าเห็นว่าเราแท็บหรือว่าต้องอยู่ในโพสิชันไหนที่จะไม่โดนให้มองแบบนั้นประมาณนี้ค่ะ
Well, of course, like at the beginning, since last fight, I have a lot of pressure in my mind, but until today, it's kind of like I release my mind a lot that I am able to defend all of her ground game, and then I show to everyone in the world that I am the victory. I get the victory over Alyona in this fight.
We'll go across now to Jay Anderson from Cage Side Press.
Congratulations on the win tonight, Stamp. I just want to start with that armbar. Obviously, you discussed it a little already, but how close was that to being a potential finish?
พูดถึงอาร์มบาร์อีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะก็คือว่าสแตมคิดว่าตัวตรงอาร์มบาร์ที่อาริโอนาได้อาร์มบาร์สแตมตรงนั้นเนี่ยคิดว่ามันใกล้ที่จะแบบถึงจบแล้วยังประมาณนั้นประมาณว่ามีโอกาสที่จะแบบแพ้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยบ้าง
ยังค่ะยังนะคะก็คือตอนที่เขาอาร์มบาร์คือมันเหมือนจะตึงแต่ว่าเขาจับเราอ่ะเขาไม่ได้จับเหมือนเขาไม่ได้จับตรงข้อมืออ่ะเขาจับตรงมือเรามันเลยแบบมันเลยหลุดง่ายมันเลยอะไรได้แล้วจังหวะหนึ่งที่ว่าขาเราอ่ะไปถีบตรงมือเขาที่จับอยู่มันเลยมีเหมือนแบบช่องว่างมันเลยยืดหยุ่นได้ประมาณเนี้ยค่ะ
Well, it's not that close for me because I think there are a gap for me to get over her armbar because of like once she touched my armbar, it was just touched by the hands, not by my hands, and then also like I still have some room on the legs that I can get over that.
And when it came time to announce the decision, and it was a split decision, was there any nerves when they were reading out the results, or were you confident you'd done enough to get the win?
ตอนที่ประกาศผลชนะนะคะเขาประกาศผลชนะว่าชนะเสียงไม่เป็นเอกฉันท์ตรงนั้นเนี่ยสแตมรู้สึกตื่นเต้นไหม
ตื่นเต้นค่ะตื่นเต้นมากได้แต่แบบคิดแล้วก็สิ่งศักดิ์สิทธิ์ทั้งหลายช่วยลูกด้วย
I am very excited for the result. That I don't know how it's come, but what I can do is just pray because I knew that I did my best already, and I just pray for them to just announce that I win the fight.
We now know the other semi-finalists are Ritu Phogat, Itsuki Hirata, and Seo Hee. Do you have any preference in who you face moving forward, and who do you think is the fighter to beat in the Grand Prix now?
ตอนนี้เราได้4คนรอบรองชนะเลิศแล้วนะคะก็คือ1อิซุกิฮิราตะริตูโฟกัสแล้วก็สแตมแล้วก็ซอฮีฮามคิดว่าคนไหนเนี่ยดูมีแนวโน้มที่เราอยากจะสู้ด้วยค่ะ
โซฮีฮัมค่ะ
So Hee Ham that I would like to face with.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win again tonight. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Next up, we go to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Dylan, your mic is open.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Dylan.
Awesome. Thank you for taking my call. I'm just, kind of curious because the semifinal dynamic was mentioned there and just, the fans going to be voting on what the matchups will be. I'm kind of wondering, like, does Stamp enjoy that kind of dynamic, or would she maybe prefer a more clearly defined tournament bracket, like knowing who her next opponent will be?
คำถามนี้ก็คือในรอบเซมิไฟแนลเนี่ยเขาจะให้แฟนๆทั่วโลกนะคะโหวตว่าใครสมควรจะแข่งกับใครซึ่งสแตมมองว่าการโหวตเนี่ยดีไหมคะที่เราได้เปิดโอกาสให้แฟนๆทั่วโลกได้มีการโหวตเกิดขึ้น
ก็ดีค่ะมันเป็นความเห็นของแฟนๆว่าอยากจะดูใครชกกับใครค่ะ
I think it's quite good because it's like it's for the opinion from one championship friend around the world that can vote and then to see their preference fight matchup.
For sure, and just a quick follow up if I could, because it seemed like Stamp went a meaningful period in the second round. It looked like about half the second round without a mouthpiece being in. Can she kind of provide insights into what was going on there?
พูดถึงการต่อสู้ในไฟที่2หน่อยค่ะเป็นยังไงบ้างที่ดูแบบค่อนข้างจะเฉียดนิดนึง
ไฟนี้ใช่ไหม
ใช่ค่ะ
โอเคก็ไฟนี้เป็นไฟที่ต่อยไม่ดีเลยค่ะสำหรับหนูคือความคิดคือไม่ดี1คือเราซ้อมมวยไทยแล้วก็ซ้อมBJJ มากก็จริงแต่ว่าคือด้วยร่างกายแล้วก็เวลาเราซ้อมมักจะมีอุบัติเหตุเนาะมันเลยทำให้เราซ้อมไม่เต็มที่มากกว่าก็เลยทำให้กังวลว่าถ้าเราบุกไปมากกว่านี้แรงเราจะตกไหมหรือว่าถ้าเราเตะไปหรือว่าเราชกไปสิ่งที่เรามีอุบัติเหตุในการซ้อมมันจะอุบัติเหตุตรงนั้นไหมก็คือมันมีความกังวลมากค่ะก็เลยทำให้ต่อยออกมาไม่ดี
Well, to be honest, if I say it about myself for this fight for a second round, I feel like overall, I would say like I did not so good as I planned. And because of previously I was injured of the fight as well. Even how I trained a lot on Muay Thai and BJJ, but I still concerned on my injury before the fight. So I did not so well.
Appreciate the insights. Thanks for taking my call.
Next, we'll go to Raj Shekhar of Essentially Sports. Raj, go ahead with your question.
Congratulations, Stam, for a successful win in the rematch. Obviously, it was a big win. So, is she really disappointed with the fact that the judges had to announce the win rather than stopping Prasoyana in the rematch? And does it leave the door open to a possible trilogy in the future?
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yeah. Stamp obviously had a successful night tonight, but is she disappointed with the fact that the judges had to announce the results went to the judges' scorecard, and does it leave the door open to a potential trilogy fight with Prasoyana in the future?
ก็คิดว่าสแตมรู้สึกพอใจกับผลการแข่งขันในครั้งนี้ไหมแล้วก็รู้สึกพอใจกับผลการแข่งขันที่เป็นชนะคะแนนแบบไม่เป็นเอกฉันท์ไหมคะแล้วก็มีโอกาสคิดว่าเฮ้ยในโอกาสจะมีโอกาสรีแมตช์กับอาริโอน่าอีกไหมคะ
ก็ไฟล์นี้ก็ดีใจกับตัวเองค่ะแล้วก็พอใจที่ว่าเราชนะแต่ว่าก็คือเราก็ไม่พอใจกับการต่อยของเราเพราะว่ามันต่อยไม่ดีถามว่ามีโอกาสรีแมตช์ไหมคืออาริโอน่าเป็นคนเก่งคนนึงค่ะก็ถ้าถามว่าในอนาคตข้างหน้าถ้าได้ต่อยก็คงจะได้ต่อยอีกค่ะ
Well, to answer the question, I quite satisfied of the result, but however, I didn't satisfied on how of my performance. But however, I think in the future, I possibly wanna repeat rematch with Aliona again.
Now, Hirata, after her win in the post-fight interview, post-fight conference, she said that she would love to fight Stam Fairtex. And on asking Ritu Phogat, she also expressed her interest in facing Stam. So if we ask Fairtex about the decision, whom she would like to face amongst these both women?
Okay. ก่อนหน้านี้เนี่ยเราได้สัมภาษณ์อิซุกิฮิราตะแล้วก็ริตูโฟกัสไปซึ่งสองคนนี้เนี่ยก็มีความประสงค์อยากจะต่อสู้กับสแตมในรอบเซมิไฟแนลสแตมมีความคิดเห็นอย่างไรบ้างกับสองคนนี้แล้วก็คิดว่าอยากจะต่อสู้กับใคร
ก็สองคนนี้ถือว่าเก่งค่ะหนูมองฮิราตะคือเก่งมากๆเลยแล้วก็คิดว่าอาจจะไปถึงรอบสุดท้ายด้วยส่วนริตูก็เป็นคนเก่งแล้วก็มีความที่แบบแข็งแรงถ้าเขามองหนูเป็นผู้ต่อสู้แสดงว่าเขาก็ต้องเห็นในตัวหนูว่าหนูมีอะไรดีฉะนั้นหนูก็ค่ะก็ถ้าได้ต่อยก็คงจะดีเหมือนกันค่ะ
Well, talk about these two fighters. I think these two are quite tough for me. I would say like Itsuki, I was thinking she can be in the final round. And then while Ritu also is quite a good match. If these two would like to compete with me, that means I've got something for them. That's make them scared as well. And I'm ready for anyone.
Thank you. And just a last quick question. So she's right now officially into the semifinals, which is really a demanding task. She will have to get back to the gym real quick. But tonight is a night for celebration. So what's her plan for celebrating the big win?
แผนในการเฉลิมฉลองความสำเร็จในครั้งนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างคะหรือว่ากลับไปเริ่มไปซ้อมเลยหลังจากกลับจากสิงคโปร์
I have a quarantine 14 day cannot party แล้วก็ออกจากกักตัวก็คงจะซ้อมเลยค่ะก็มันไม่มีเวลาแล้วค่ะเพราะว่าอาจจะทัวร์นาเมนต์นี้อาจจะให้จบในเดือนธันวาก็คงจะพักกันไปเที่ยวก่อนเอาทัวร์นาเมนต์ก่อนค่ะ
Well, after finish the fight, and then I got the quarantine in Thailand for 14 days. But however, when I reach to Fairtex, I will start the training as soon as possible because the Grand Prix is quite another semi-final might be very soon. So I don't have time for a party or holidays at all. I will just keep myself focused on this Grand Prix match.
Fighter dedication. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, I'll ask if the media could limit themselves to one question each. We go now to Jack Gotzel of Tarpsoft Sports. Jack, your mic is open.
So Itsuki did mention that she thought the fans would want to see you versus her in the next round. Do you think that that's the most exciting fight for you, for the fans? Or do you think there's a more exciting fight?
อิซุกิได้ให้สัมภาษณ์ก่อนหน้านี้ว่าแฟนๆเนี่ยได้เรียกร้องมากันเหลือเกินว่าอยากจะเห็นอิซุกิต่อสู้กับสแตม Fairtex สแตมมองว่าตรงนี้เนี่ยแฟนๆมีแบบเป็นแมตช์ที่น่าตื่นเต้นไหม
ค่ะเพราะว่าตัวหนูมองว่าถ้าสมมติว่าหนูจะได้ต่อยกับอิซุกิหนูอยากจะต่อยในรอบสุดท้ายค่ะเพราะว่าอิซุกิเป็นคนที่เก่งมากทั้งยืนสู้แล้วก็นอนสู้ก็มันเป็นความท้าทายอย่างหนึ่งค่ะที่จะได้ต่อยกับอิซุกิ
Let me tell you how I look to Itsuki. I feel like she is very well athlete. She got it all skill like both striking and then both ground game. What I looking to her, I was thinking to compete with her in the final round, not in the semi-final.
Thank you.
Our next question comes through from Luisa Morales of philstar.com. She asks, just how motivated were you going into this rematch with Alyona? Were you satisfied with how you beat her, or would you rather have finished her?
สแตมมีแรงดึงดูดใจมีแรงบันดาลใจแรงmotivation ในการrematch กับอาริโอนาในครั้งนี้มากน้อยแค่ไหนหลังจากที่พ่ายแพ้ไปคราวที่แล้วแล้วก็การชนะในครั้งนี้ทำให้สแตมพอใจกับตัวเองมากน้อยแค่ไหนคะ
ที่เป็นแรงผลักดันในการที่ว่าจะได้รีแมตช์ครั้งนี้ก็คือไฟท์ที่แล้วหนูไม่ได้แท็บคือหนูมั่นใจกับตัวเองและหนูอยากจะทำให้มันออกมาชัดเจนว่าฉันไม่ได้แท็บฉันสามารถชนะคุณได้โดยที่ไม่มีคำคอรหาในด้านนี้แล้วก็อย่างที่บอกค่ะไฟท์นี้หนูดีใจที่หนูชนะแต่ว่าหนูไม่พอใจกับการต่อยของหนูค่ะ
Well, I have a lot of motivation since last fight because I always keep saying and all the medias around the world keep like questioning me on the taps or not tap. So today I did it. I make it clear all the rumors that I win that fight without the doubt.
Next question is, have you got an opinion about the result between Seo Hee Ham and Denice Zamboanga? A lot of fans are saying it's a robbery.
คำถามนี้สำหรับไฟท์ของเดนิสและโซฮีฮัมนะคะไม่แน่ใจว่าสแตมได้ดูไฟท์หรือเปล่าแล้วก็มีความคิดเห็นยังไงบ้างคะกับไฟท์ตรงนี้ค่ะ
สแตมได้ดูไฟท์ค่ะแต่ว่ามันดูไม่ได้ครบยกเท่าไหร่อะค่ะก็เลยบอกรายละเอียดไม่ค่อยได้แต่ที่ดูหลักๆก็คือเดนิสพยายามเอาโซฮีฮัมลงพื้นเพื่อที่จะไปเล่นกาวเกมก็คือเดนิสจะได้ประมาณว่าเทคดาวน์แต่โซฮีฮัมจะออกอาวุธมากกว่าประมาณเนี้ยค่ะ
Well, I did watch, but I didn't watch until it's finished and then results come. But however, what I see is Denice trying to put Seo on ground game while Seo Hee Ham throw more weapons. That's how I see the fight.
Our next question comes in from Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Stamp. Congratulations on the win. You just talked about it a little bit, but I wanted to ask you more quickly. You're going to have 2 weeks quarantine, and then there could be a very quick turnaround before your semi-final. Do you think, given like your experience in other combat sports, in Muay Thai and kickboxing, that might help you in that regard, having had quicker turnarounds before fights, and also, do you think this might play into the champion Angela Lee's hands a bit? Because when she faces the winner of the tournament, maybe the winner might be quite tired. She may have had 3 fights very quickly.
ก็สแตมได้จะกลับไปกรุงเทพก็คือไปควอรันทีนอีก14 วันนะคะและคิดว่าแล้วก็มีเวลาเพียงแค่นิดเดียวในการกลับมาเตรียมตัวในการแข่งขันในรอบเซมิไฟแนลใหม่อีกครั้งนึงเนี่ยคือคิดว่ามวยไทยกับคิกบ็อกซิ่งเนี่ยมีประโยชน์ในการเตรียมตัวในรอบต่อไปไหมแล้วก็คิดว่าแองเจล่าเนี่ยได้มีการเตรียมตัวยังไงบ้างเพราะว่ารู้สึกว่าเหมือนเขาอาจจะมีโอกาสที่แบบจะเหนื่อยในรอบหลังๆหรือเปล่าถ้าเกิดแบบว่าผู้ชนะเนี่ยไปแข่งขันกับเขาในรอบไฟแนลค่ะ
คือต้องบอกว่าประมาณกักตัว14 วันก็คงจะไม่ได้ทิ้งร่างกายไปมากค่ะเพราะว่าก็คงจะออกกำลังกายอยู่ในห้องบ้างตลอด14 วันค่ะก็ไม่ได้ทิ้งร่างกายแล้วก็มวยไทยแน่นอนค่ะมันช่วยในการต่อย MMA มากที่สุดแล้วก็หนูเริ่มมาจากมวยไทยค่ะก็เอาสไตรกิ้งเป็นหลักค่ะส่วนถ้าจะได้ต่อยกับแองเจล่าลีหนูยังไม่ได้คิดถึงตรงนั้นค่ะหนูคิดแค่ว่า รอบต่อไปหนูเจอใครแล้วหนูจะโฟกัสกับคนนี้ก่อนค่ะ
Well, talk about the quarantine in 14 days. How at the first question, I will not just like sleep in the quarantine. I will just keep training in my room anyway. But however, Muay Thai also helps a lot because I originally come from Muay Thai, and then for Angela Lee, I wouldn't say I have no comment on that yet because currently my next focus is just a semi-final, so I will not say any comment on that.
Okay, and I always ask you, Stamp, after each fight, just because I don't know much of it, but what was the inspiration behind the Stamp dance for this fight? Just for anyone like me who isn't quite sure what was going on. It was great to see, good fun as always, and it looked like you were enjoying it.
ค่ะคำถามนี้ก็คือเป็นคำถามที่ SCMP ถามทุกครั้งนะคะหลังไฟก็คือว่าอะไรเป็นแรงบันดาลใจในการเต้นเพลง Stamp Dance ในครั้งนี้ค่ะ
ก็พอดีเล่น TikTok บ่อยค่ะแล้วเจอเพลงนี้แล้วมันเต้นง่ายดีก็เลยเอามาเต้นค่ะ
Well, you all know that I always play on TikTok, and then I found this song is quite popular on TikTok, and then it's quite easy to dance, and then I would like to enjoy entertain the fans, so I just took this dance.
Okay, yeah, congratulations again, Stamp, and looking forward to see you in the semi-finals.
Thank you.
Last question comes in from Fight Game Asia. It says, Stamp, because people are talking about the Seo Hee Ham fight against Denice as a robbery, you said you wanted to fight Ham next. Do you want to get revenge for your friend Denice?
ก็มีแฟนๆหลายคนนะคะหลังจากที่ไฟท์เดนิสกับซอฮีแฮมจบไปแล้วเนี่ยเนื่องจากซอฮีแฮมได้ชนะเนี่ยแล้วก็มีแฟนๆหลายคนที่ไม่พอใจแล้วสแตมได้บอกจุดประสงค์ในเบื้องต้นแล้วเนี่ยว่าในเซมิไฟแนลเนี่ยอยากจะไฟท์กับซอฮีแฮมครั้งนี้เนี่ยคิดว่าเพื่อจะล้างแค้นให้เพื่อนรักหรือเปล่า
หนูมองว่าเขาเก่งท่ายืนเหมือนกันค่ะก็น่าจะรูปแบบเดียวกันอาจจะต่อยไม่ค่อยยากเท่าไหร่ประมาณนี้ค่ะ
Well, I was thinking Seo Ham quite good on striking game as well, similar to me. So it's quite and easy for me to prepare for the next semi-final with her. Not to revenge.
Congratulations, Stamp. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Please stick around, ladies and gentlemen, and do remember to get your questions in as we'll be joined soon by Denice Zamboanga.
All right, I'm back quickly. Yeah, Denice Zamboanga is up next. Oh, what is texting me? Long-worded questions for non-English speaker says username. Yes, I did mangle that question slightly. Sorry. In the middle of asking it, I suddenly thought of something else to ask, and I probably should have waited. But Andrew Whitelaw, the moderator, had restricted us all to 2 questions, so I tried to smash them together into 1 question. WMMAC now saying that people saying it's a robbery don't understand the scoring criteria. I called it somewhat of a robbery on Twitter, and I kind of stand by it. I think Denice won. I do understand the criteria, and I do see that Ham smashed Denice in the face a lot. But I don't know. I just thought Denice won, and I think that's the prevailing sentiment of a lot of people. Robbery might be a strong word, yes. What else can you say though? Denice is up next though, so we'll put it to her. We'll see what she says. Yeah, a few fans here upset, aren't they? Thank you for everyone joining us. I hope you were, if you were with us for the Fight Companion, hope you enjoyed that. Leon and JHK holding it down for me. Thank you. I had to leave and come and do this. But Denice is here, so I'll shut up again.
Okay. I don't know what to say. I'm so speechless right now. For me, I clearly won the fight unanimously.
We'll go then to our first media question, which comes from Jack Gotzel of Tops Off Sports. Jack, go ahead.
Did anything Seo Hee Ham brought to this fight, did anything surprise you?
No, nothing. I had the control. I can go her with striking. Nasasabayan ko siya sa striking and all.
And if there's anything you could do differently, is there anything that you would have done differently? I know you thought the judges got this one wrong, and a lot of people on the internet have been saying that the judges got this wrong and you were robbed. But is there anything you would do differently if you could do it again?
If I could do it again, I should finish her from first round, like submit her in first round.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Ivan Stewart of Dugout Philippines. Go ahead, Ivan.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Denice. So with that said, are you open to a quick rematch with Ham Seo Hee if given a chance?
Sorry?
Are you open for a quick rematch with Ham Seo Hee given a chance?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. Your mic is open, Nick.
Hi, Denice. Yes, commiserations on the loss. I did feel that you won that fight. It was a very... Sorry, can you hear me now, guys?
Yep, we've got you.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, Denice. Just commiserations on the defeat. You know, I do agree with you. I do think you won. It was a very close fight, but could you see the silver lining here that maybe it might be a blessing that, you know, you're still very young and you've got a lot of time still to keep improving. And now, you know, this tournament's going to play out, but you've got plenty of fights ahead of you, and you can just maybe rack up a bunch of wins and keep improving.
I don't know. Para sa akin, ako talaga nanalo. Hindi ko pa rin natanggap. I'm quite disappointed what the judge did.
To jump in, Denice said that she still can right now accept that she lost, but for her, it was a clear victory for her.
And I spoke to Chatri yesterday, and he said even if you don't win the Grand Prix, he thinks you deserve that fight with Angela Lee sometime in the future, and he really wants to see it. You know, do you think that that's the fight to make? Even now you're out of the Grand Prix, that you still deserve that fight, given you had that fight already and you were the #1 contender?
For me, even before, simula una pa lang, nag-iintay pa rin talaga ako kasi nga umaasa ako kasi sinabi nila sa akin before having Grand Prix na lalaban ako kay Angela. So, gusto ko pa rin makalaban si Angela in future.
Denice says she's been waiting a long time for a fight with Angela Lee, or for a chance to face Angela Lee, because even before the Grand Prix, they said that she would have that chance. So up till now, she's still waiting for the chance to face Angela Lee.
And is there anything you can do? Would you like to try and contest the result of this fight? Is that even possible? I mean, how have you spoken to Chatri yet and made your feelings clear?
I want to, if ever, like, if they can review my fight and then redecide like who really won that fight, that would be great, because for me, I really did my best and everything. Even I review my fight, she didn't do anything. I had the control. I even take her striking, you know. I still can't believe.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Denice. Yeah, I know you trained very hard for it over the last year, and it's been a long road. And just again, sorry. Yeah, I do agree with you. I do believe you won the fight, but I know there are a bunch of other people here who want to ask you questions, so I'll leave. But thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
Thank you, Nick. We'll limit questions to just 2, please, from the media because we are running behind schedule, but we'll go across to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
Hey there, I appreciate you taking my call. I'm just kind of curious because in the lead up to this one, it seemed like, Seo Hee was almost being dismissive in a certain way, saying there wasn't anything dangerous in the fight necessarily. But, like we're saying in this call here, a lot of people thinking you won the fight there. Do you think you, really, did you talk to, Seo Hee after the fight? Did there seem like there was a measure of respect gained after the fight there?
Yeah, I've talked to her when we got here in the hotel, and then I told her, I just said thank you. Respect, still respect. I still respect her. It's not her fault about the judges.
And just a quick follow-up, if I could, because it seemed like that clash of heads, at least from my perspective as a viewer, it seemed like that was a fairly key moment in the fight. I imagine a fairly disorienting exchange. Like, how much of a turning point in the fight was that clash of heads, I guess?
Sorry?
Just the clash of heads seemed like a turning point kind of moment in the fight. Like, how much did that, I guess, turn the tide of the fight or change things there, the clashing of heads?
Yung sa ulo ko, para sa akin, di ko intindi to. Kasi alam ko panalo ako eh. Malapit na matapos yung round. Para sa akin, panalo ako kahit na-headbutt ako.
Denise says it didn't matter to her the clash of heads because for her it was her that was going to win because it was near the last part of the fight. So for her, it's really her who won.
Thank you, Dylan. Our next question comes from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. Go ahead, Leon.
Hi, Denise. I was wondering, when you cut your head, the doctors took a long time looking at you. Was there any discussion that possibly ending the fight there? Did they ask your opinion whether you wanted to continue fighting?
They didn't ask me because the blood stops. The blood starts to not to bleed. Like they can stop the bleeding. So they still ask me, but I said like yes, I will fight.
Did the blood have any effect on your performance after the fight? Though it was near the end of the fight, there was a lot of blood.
No.
Didn't get in your way or lastly, ideally, when would you like to compete next? As soon as possible.
I don't know. Hopefully, one championship will give me a fight, or hopefully, like rematch with Seo Hee Ham or fight with Angela Lee.
Okay. Hope to see you back in there soon.
Our next question comes in from Randolph Leongson of Spin Philippines. He asks, obviously not the result you wanted, but everyone is questioning the decision. Does that help lighten the loss or not?
I think pareho ng iniisip ko tsaka yung feeling ko dun sa mga taong nanood. So, yes.
She says it gave her a bit of consolation because what the people are saying and what she feels are the same.
Our next question comes from Rom Dennis Gasconia of ABS-CBN. He says, Pinoy netizens were surprised by your defeat. Most of them believe you won. What's your reaction to this outpouring of support?
Gusto ko magpasalamat sa mga Pilipino na patuloy na sumusuporta sa akin at talagang nanood ng fight ko. Alam nyo na ginawa ko yung best ko. Ginawa ko yung game plan. So, yeah. Thank you for your support and I hope one championship still make the decision.
Our next question comes from Matthew Lee of Tiebreaker Times, who says, has any one official or Chatri talked to you regarding the bout? What were the lessons that you learned after facing Ham?
No, not yet. They haven't talked with me yet, but I hope they talk to me about the decision. and also about fighting Ham. I should have finished her so it will not end up in decision.
And Carlo Annalyn of Manila Bulletin asks, what were the lessons that you learned from the matchup?
I've learned in matchup to finish her, not to put in the hands of the judges.
The next question comes in from Denison Dalupang from Inquirer. He says, sorry for tonight's decision. Like many guys back here at home in the Philippines, I also think you won the fight. Moving forward, what are your short-term plans? How do you intend to spend the next few weeks, especially in quarantine?
I will spend my quarantine eating a lot of donuts.
That sounds like a wise decision. When do you think we'll see you back in the one circle?
Tomorrow.
Denice Zamboanga, you're an absolute warrior. Always wonderful to see you compete. Thank you very much to the media for your questions. Reminder that you can vote for your semi-finalists as well. So do log on and make your vote who you want to see in the semi-final. A big thank you to Denice Zamboanga. Next up, we will be speaking to Seo Hee Ham. Stay with us.
God, I made Denice cry, didn't I? Horrible person I am. Yeah. Denice was very emotional there. Understandably so. Yeah. She trained very hard for that fight. She spent over a year, I think, preparing for this. When did they first announce it? About October, the Grand Prix. So she's been a long training camp, I guess. I think most of the media there agree. What have I done? Yeah, I think I just caught Denice at the wrong moment and she burst into tears. But I think she can be proud of what she did. And who knows? Chatri's overturned things before. I don't think that they can run it back. There's just not enough time, right? Given they want to finish it by December. But anyway, Andrew's back. I'll shut up again.
Semi-finalist Seo Hee Ham. Fantastic to have you with us. Our first question comes in from Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. We'll go first, though, to Leon. Leon Jennings, are you there from Asian Persuasion MMA?
Hi, congratulations on the win. I imagine you've heard there's been a lot of talk online that a lot of people thought Denice won. How did you feel the fight went? And when it went to the judge's decision, how confident were you you'd won the fight?
함서희 선수님, 일단 축하드립니다. 하지만 지금 많은 그 언론들과 많은 팬분들이 데니스 선수가 이번에는 시합을 이긴 게 아니냐고 지금 의아해하는 분들이 많습니다. 판정이 나왔을 때 함서희 선수는 이제 본인이 이겼다고 얼마나 자신 있어 하셨고, 그리고 그 얼마나 확실하셨나요?
저는 시합하는 내내 제가 졌다고 생각하는 순간이 한순간도 없었는데, 이 1FC 룰이 다른 MMA 룰이랑 조금 점수가 다르지 않습니까? 그래서 그거에 맞게 저는 작전을 짜고 훈련을 하고 시합에 그렇게 한 거기 때문에 이 클린치 점수라든지 테이크다운을 성공하지 않으면 점수가 없는 걸로 알고 있거든요. 저는 원 룰이 그렇습니다. 바뀌어서. 그래서 그거에 맞게 훈련을 한 거여서 저는 한순간도 졌다고 생각한 적이 없는데.
In any point of the fight, I never thought I was losing in any point of the fight, because if you know the one championship rule, I believe it's a bit different than the global rule set. like let's say takedowns or the clinch. She wasn't advancing her position. She wasn't really effective. So the damage wise and all that, I believe I was clearly winning, and I believe the people will look at the one championship rules and try to watch the fight again, because in any point of the fight, I never thought I was losing.
You were very confident going into the fight. How much respect did you gain in Denice during the fight?
요번 시합 전에 굉장히 자신 있어 하시는 모습을 보이시고, 굉장히 이제 좀 데니스 선수가 이제 위험한 건 좀 없어 보인다 이러시면서 이제 말들을 하신 적이 있으신데, 요번 시합이 끝나고 데니스를 선수로서 얼마나 존중하게 되셨나요?
저는 시합 전에도 항상 선수 존중은 합니다. 데니스 잠보안가 선수는 ONEFC 1위라는 선수라는 걸 알고 잘하는 선수라는 걸 알기 때문에 저는 저의 모든 상대방 선수들을 존중하고 그만큼 수준이 높은 선수라고 생각하고 있었기 때문에 그에 맞게 준비를 한 거고, 네, 시합 전이나 후나 존중합니다. 다 저는 항상.
I feel the same way, because even before the fight and after the fight, I always respected her. The respect was always there. She's the #1 atomweight in one championship, and she's a great athlete. So there was no point where I didn't respect her. I always respected her, and the respect is still the same.
Lastly, quickly, is there anyone particularly you'd like to face in the semi-finals?
함서희 선수님 4강에서 붙고 싶은 상대 있으십니까?
딱히 생각해 본 적 없고요. 그냥 저는 모든 선수들이랑 풍부한 경험을 쌓아서 다 시합하고 싶습니다.
I never really thought about who I wanted for semifinals. I just want to compete with as much athletes as possible so that, I gain more experience, and, I just want to experience more of that one championship circle.
Okay, thank you.
Next, we have Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
Appreciate you taking my call. I'm just kind of curious because it'd been a little bit since Seo Hee Ham last competed, close to a couple years, and getting out there and getting the debut win in a new kind of promotion. I'm just kind of wondering, how does she feel with, the backdrop of that time off and getting this, debut one championship win here?
함서희 선수님 이제 긴 공백 기간을 끊고 드디어 이제 복귀하셨습니다. 복귀하시고 결과도 좋게 나오시고 하셨는데, 이렇게 긴 공백 기간을 끊으시고 이제 드디어 복귀하셔서 승리하시고 하셨는데, 이 소감이 어떠신가요?
솔직히 너무 오랜만에 2년이란 시간이 걸리지 않았습니까? 그래서 너무 오랜만에 시합이어가지고 솔직히 시합이라는 실감도 너무 안 났고, 시합 끝나고 나서 시합이 끝났구나 하는 실감도 잘 못 느꼈는데, 기분은 좋긴 좋았지만 너무 이 시합을 한다는 그 몸으로 느끼는 게 크게 막 와닿지를 못해가지고 잘 몰랐던 것 같아요. 이 시합의 느낌을 너무 간만에 느껴서.
Actually, it's been 2 years since I last competed, and that's a long time. So even after this fight, I didn't really feel like I just fought. I just competed. I couldn't really feel it. It was kind of surreal, and it was a weird moment. It was a very happy moment for me, but it was like, after that long layoff, coming back, it just didn't feel so real. Like, it didn't feel like, oh, I just won. There was, those kind of feeling was kind of gone.
Fair enough. And just a quick follow-up, if I could, because, much has been made about the semifinals and the fact that fans can vote on what the matchups will be. I'm kind of wondering, does Seo Hee Ham enjoy the fact that there's that fan voting dynamic, or as a competitor, would she prefer a more clearly defined bracket?
함서희 선수님, 이제 4강이 팬들의 투표로 결정되는 거라고 이제 그 오피셜이 떴습니다. 함서희 선수님은 이렇게 팬들이 그 4강을 뽑는다는 거에 대해서 괜찮게 생각하시나요? 아니면은 그냥 처음부터 나는 이거 이기면 4강에서 누구랑 붙겠구나 해가지고 딱 이렇게 그 브래킷이 나오는 게 더 좋으신가요?
저는 이렇게 더 재밌게 하는 게 더 좋은 것 같습니다.
I like this more because it makes it more interesting and exciting. Fans deciding my next opponent. It's just more fun.
Fair enough. Congrats on the win, and thanks for all the insights there.
Next, we go to Jack Gotzel of Tarps Off Sports. Jack, go ahead with your question.
So Stamp Fairtex has expressed interest in fighting you in the second round. How would you feel about that fight? How do you think you match up with Stamp Fairtex?
함서희 선수님, 스탬프 페어텍스 선수께서 방금 전 이제 그 경기 끝나고 인터뷰로 이제 다음 상대는 함서희 선수님이 됐으면 좋겠다 하고 인터뷰를 하셨는데, 스탬프 페어텍스 선수와의 매치업에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하시나요?
페어텍스 선수요? 재밌는 경기를 할 수 있을 것 같고, 왜 저를 골랐지?
I think we will make a pretty exciting matchup. You know, our bout will be very exciting. But why did she choose me?
I think she just thought it would be an exciting fight, and she mentioned wanting to fight Itsuki in the finals.
그 스탬프 선수께서 이유를 이제 답하셨을 때 그냥 재밌는 경기가 될 것 같고 이츠키 히라타 선수와 결승전을 하고 싶기 때문에라고 그 얘기를 했다고 합니다.
And with some controversy surrounding this fight, would you like to run this fight back again in the future, or do you think that this is finished?
함서희 선수님, 이게 굉장히 많은 지금 논란을 불러오고 있는데 이번 경기의 그 결과가 함서희 선수님은 이 데니스 선수와의 시합은 이걸로 딱 종결이 됐다고 생각하시나요? 아니면은 한 번 더 이렇게 해서 확실하게 하실 의향이 있으신가요?
이게 왜 확실하지가 않지? 다른 사람들 눈에는 이게 얼굴만 봐서도 되게 많이 차이 나고 시합 룰을 알면은 그렇게 말씀 못 하실 것 같은데.
I really don't understand why this is causing some controversy, because just look at our face. Our faces speak the result. I think if the fans would study more about one championship rule, they might feel the same way as me.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Our next question comes from Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Ham, congratulations on the victory. We just spoke to Denice, and she said she wants the one championship to look at the result and to maybe review it. And she wants to have an immediate rematch. She said, did you have a reaction to that? Do you think she's overreacting?
함서희 선수님, 방금 데니스 선수가 기자회견에서 본인은 이제 정식적인 항의를 할 거고 원 챔피언십의 결과에 대해서, 그리고 이제 그 항의가 통과를 하게 되면은 이제 시합이 무효 처리로 바뀌게 되는데, 만약 이게 통과를 하게 되면은 만약 그렇게 되면은 그 데니스 선수는 다음 시합에 함서희 선수님과 바로 다시 재대결을 원한다고 했는데, 함서희 선수님은 이거에 대해서 어떻게 생각을 하시나요? 그냥 데니스 선수가 좀 그냥 받아들이지 그냥 못하는 거라고 생각을 하시나요?
데니스 잠보앙가 선수가 룰을 모르는 거 아닙니까? 그렇게 항의를 하려면 원 챔피언십이 룰을 바꿔야 되는 거 아닐까요? 데니스 잠보앙가 이걸로 걸고 넘어지거나 할 내용이 아닌 것 같습니다. 제 생각.
In my opinion, I think Denice Zamboanga should go and study the one championship rules first, because if she knows the rule from start to the end, I believe that she would agree that I won the fight. So I don't know what to say. It's just my opinion.
And you are now by far the most experienced fighter left in this tournament. That's got to give you some kind of advantage, right? You were the heavy favorite before, and you're probably even more of a heavy favorite now. Does that add any extra pressure for you?
함서희 선수님, 이제는 4강 상대들을 보면은 함서희 선수님이 정말로 제일 베테랑이십니다. 왜냐하면은 올라가신 선수들 보면은 다 전적이 조금 덜한 선수들이기 때문에, 이게 함서희 선수님이 이제 전문가들은 함서희 선수님이 데니스 잠보앙가 선수와의 시합 전부터도 우승 후보라 그러셨는데, 4강이 확정됨으로써 더욱더 우승 후보가 됐다고 지금 얘기가 나오고 있는데, 함서희 선수님은 이런 걸 들으시고 이런 걸 보시면 이게 더 압박감이 드시나요? 어떤 심정이신가요?
압박감은 없고요. 제가 너무 2년 만에 시합한 거라 가지고 조금 이제 2년 만에 시합을 이제 처음 했으니까 이제 남은 토너먼트 제가 좀 잘 준비해가지고 감도 좀 다시 올리고 해서 잘 해야 될 것 같습니다.
Actually, I don't feel any pressure at all. You know, as I mentioned, this was my comeback fight after 2 years. You know, so I believe that since I got the feel of it, you know, my next bout, you know, I'll be able to move better and I'll be able to prepare better. You know, I think in all aspects I'll be better.
Just quickly from me, I know that your beloved bulldog, he sadly passed away earlier this year, and you were wearing a picture of him on your shorts. Did you feel, you know, he was there with you, and that it was, you know, nice to pay tribute after that horrible tragedy?
함서희 선수님, 기자님께서 이제 함서희 선수 인스타를 보셨을 때 함서희 선수님의 반려견이 이제 무지개 다리를 건넌 거를 보셨는데 함서희 선수님 티셔츠랑 쇼츠를 보니까 무르기 얼굴이 굉장히 크게 박혀 있었습니다. 요번에 그 무르기가 같이 이제 등 뒤에서 같이 옆에서 싸운다는 느낌을 받으셨나요? 그리고 이렇게 무르기를 위해서 이 승리를 바칠 수 있었다는 것에 대해서는 어떻게 말씀을 하실 수 있을까요?
이 시합을 준비하면서 무르기가 무지개 다리를 건넜기 때문에 시합이 이 시기에 있었던 것도 그렇고 무르기가 이 시기에 간 것도 그렇고 그래서 이런 타이밍에 무르기가 가고 이 시합을 하고 하는 건 하늘의 뜻이 있을 거라고 생각하고 무르기가 지켜주고 도와주고 있을 거라는 생각으로 시합에 임했기 때문에 계속 무르기랑 함께라고 생각하면서 시합을 한 것 같습니다.
You know, when my dog passed away, it was the exact time when I got the news that I was competing. You know, the timing was just you know right there. Like when my dog passed away, it was exact time when I was supposed to prepare for this bout. And thinking about it now, I believe, you know, there was a reason why that happened, and you know, it's just up to God, you know. So I believe there was a reason that all this happened, and for the, you know, after what happened until now, every day I thought and I believed that my dog was beside me, protecting me, looking over me, and that's how I prepared for this fight. You know, it just gave me more motivation and more reason for me to do well in this fight.
Well, thank you very much for answering that, Ham. I'm very sorry to make you emotional, but congratulations again on the victory.
울게 해서 죄송합니다. 그리고 답변 너무 감사드립니다. 그리고 축하드립니다.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Our next question comes from Manabu of MMA Planet.
Okay, also, Michael, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so it was a last timing, so asking about you. Sorry about this, but anyway, おめでとう、お疲れ様。
おめでとう。ありがとうございます。
And actually, you never refused my interview last 10 years anytime, and then but this time you didn't accept my interview, one-on-one interview before this fight, and then I heard that you had a hard time to the weight cut, you know, and then also you show only the left hand today, and then you never show the combination. So don't you have any physical problem or, you know, injury before this fight?
이 만화부 기자님께서 여쭤보시는 게 지난 10년 동안 함서희 선수님은 단 한 번도 기자님의 인터뷰 요청을 거절하신 적이 없는데 요번에 처음으로 거절을 하셨습니다. 시합 전에. 근데 그 주위에서 이제 그것 때문에 궁금하셔서 기자님께서도 계속 주위에서 여쭤봤는데 뭐라 그래야 되지? 뭐 어떤 분들은 이게 함서희 선수님이 지금 감량을 하는데 감량을 지금 실패하고 계셔서 그렇다. 감량이 너무 어려워서. 그리고 어떤 분들은 부상이 있다. 근데 오늘 시합을 보니까 기자님께서는 좀 놀라셨다고 합니다. 왜냐하면 함서희 선수님이 다른 거 아무것도 없이 왼손만 계속 뻗으셨다고. 이게 부상 때문인가요? 뭐 감량의 실패인 건가요? 왜 그러신 건가요?
우선 컨디션은 100%가 아니고 제가 이 원 시스템이 처음이어가지고 감량을 오늘 아침에 통과했어요. 그래가지고 이게 좀 원래 시합했던 것보다 이게 좀 몸 상태가 100% 돌아오지 않았던 것 같고 제가 오늘 왼손만 뻗었던 건 다른 작전도 뭐 몇 가지 있었긴 하지만 오늘 그 상대방 선수에 맞게 작전을 한 거기 때문에 그렇게 생각하시면 될 것 같습니다.
To be honest, this is the first time I'm competing for one championship. And, as all of you know, the weight and hydration test is very different. And, it took me some time to get used to this. And actually, I failed the weight and hydration test yesterday, and I passed this morning. So I didn't have much time to recover. And to be honest, I wasn't in my 100% condition for this bout. But if, to answer your question about me throwing my left hand, it's because that was part of my plan. How my opponent moves, how my opponent likes to compete, it was all measured. It all came from my plan, and I just moved as how I practiced, how I trained.
Okay, and can I have one more question?
Yes, one more.
Okay, so can you say something to the Japanese MMA fan, because we have a second biggest supporters, number of the supporters in Korea in this planet, please.
함서희 선수님, 함서희 선수님 물론 한국 팬분들이 제일 많으시겠지만 그 다음으로 제일 많은 팬분들이 일본 팬분들입니다. 그러니까 일본 팬분들한테 한마디 좀 해주실 수 있으시겠습니까?
応援してくれて本当にありがとうございます。私がいつか日本に試合やることがわからないけど応援よろしくお願いします。
감사합니다.
ありがとうございます。
Sorry, I don't speak Japanese. 괜찮습니다. Do you want her to say it in Korean also so that I can translate, or is it all good for you guys?
I think that would be helpful for the rest of the media.
I will tell you what she say.
Go ahead, Manabu-san.
Yeah, so she said that, I don't know when I can go back to Japan, but I really appreciate the Japanese fan as always.
Thank you, Manabu. Our next question will come from Jay Anderson of Cage Side Press. Jay, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And congratulations on the win. I'm just curious, they made a comment on the broadcast about how confident you were heading into this fight week. It seems like you were confident that you would win the whole tournament. And I'm wondering if you see yourself as the favorite moving forward.
함서희 선수님, 오늘 시합을 하면서도 대회가 계속 있으면서도 해설위원분들께서 계속 함서희 선수님이 요번에 이제 볼 때마다 얼마나 자신감이 있었는지 그게 굉장히 놀랍다고 계속 이렇게 해설을 하셨었습니다. 그 자신감이 진짜 굉장히 놀랍다고. 요번 시합을 하고 4강 대진을 보면서 그 자신감은 그대로신가요? 아니면 그 자신감이 좀 어떻게 바뀌셨나요?
항상 매 시합 때마다 자신감은 있습니다.
Always. My confidence is always the same, and I'm always confident for every bout.
Thanks very much. Looking forward to it moving forward.
Thank you to Jay. Up next, we have a question coming in from Gong Magazine, who asks, after an accident in the third round, you were taken down by Denice. Do you think the interval had an effect?
함서희 선수님, 3라운드에 이제 버팅이 일어나고 난 후에 데니스 선수께서 너무 이제 피가 많이 흘러서 좀 쉬었다가 이제 시작을 하자마자 바로 데니스 선수께서 이제 뛰어와가지고 이제 테이크다운을 성공시켰습니다. 그 테이크다운을 당하신 게 잘 막으시다가 그거를 한번 이렇게 당하신 게 그 쉬는 시간이 좀 컸다고 영향이 컸다고 생각하시나요?
네, 물론 그렇게 쉬는 시간이 너무 길었으니까 다시 충전을 할 수 있었지 않을까요?
Yeah, you know, I believe that the interval really helped Denice because I believe that she had enough time to rest, so she was able to, you know, spring back and look for that explosive takedown.
그리고 상대가 그렇게 쉬다가 테이크다운을 한 번에 그렇게 크게 들어왔다는 건 자기가 1, 2라운드에 많이 지고 있다고 생각한 거였고 지금이 아니면 많이 뭔가 불안한 느낌이 많이 드니까 이제 마지막 시간이 2분 30초밖에 안 남았지 않습니까? 그 순간이 그렇게 쉬고 나서 그래서 그 순간이 아니면 안 될 거라고 생각을 해서 그렇게 들어왔다고 생각합니다. 저는.
You know, this is my opinion and I want you guys to think about this also. You know, if Denice really thought she was winning and she had that interval, she wouldn't have desperately tried for that takedown, you know, running towards me, really going for that takedown. You know, that just shows that deep inside, Denice knew she was losing and she had to do something to have a chance to win in this fight. That's what I think, in my opinion. So I think that action itself shows that, the decision was right.
The next question from Gong Magazine. As a former Rising champion, the Japanese fans were rooting for you. How do you feel about that?
함서희 선수님, 일본 그 잡지들이랑 그 언론들까지도 함서희 선수님을 오히려 응원하고 있습니다. 우승하시기를. 그런 거에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하시나요?
그렇게 너무너무 감사의 따름이죠. 제가 일본에서 활동한 게 너무 오랜 기간 동안 활동을 했어서 그렇게 좋게 반응해 주신 것 같습니다.
You know, I'm just grateful. I'm just so thankful. All I can say is thank you so much to them. You know, I competed for a long time in Japan, and I think that's why a lot of, you know, Japanese fans and media and everyone are showing me a lot of love.
Our final question comes from Ivan Stewart of Dugout Philippines. Ivan, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, Ham. Sorry, congratulations on the win. So I'm just curious, how do you find playing in Singapore compared to playing in Japan and in South Korea?
함서희 선수님, 그 싱가포르에서 시합하신다는 게 처음이실 텐데 싱가포르에서 시합하시는 거랑 한국에서 시합하시는 거, 일본에서 시합하시는 게 뭐가 다른가요? 싱가포르가?
우선 싱가포르는 제가 이 시합에 이렇게 막 느낄 수 없던 건 너무 오랜만이라서 제가 이게 시합에 대한 그런 몸소 와닿지 못했지만 우선 코로나 때문에 무관중으로 했기 때문에 또 잘 모르겠고 우선 근데 시합장이 굉장히 컸고 웅장했고 굉장히 멋있었습니다.
You know, because of all this COVID-19 situation and you know all this you know restrictions, I couldn't really feel what, you know, Singapore. You know, but one thing I can say is that Singapore Indoor Stadium, it was huge, it looked great, and it was just amazing.
One more question. If in case we cleared up from this pandemic and one decides to bring the promotion to Seoul, are you open to fight there in Seoul for one?
함서희 선수님, 만약에라도 원 챔피언십이 한국으로 이제 간다 했을 때 함서희 선수님은 원 서울 대회에 출전할 의사가 있으십니까?
불러봐 주시면 당연히 그런 무대의 첫 번째 자리는 하고 싶지 않을까요?
If one championship would give me an opportunity, of course, I will be the first one to be there.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Zoe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. And a reminder to our fans around the world that they can vote for their semi-finalists at onefc.com/vote. For now, though, one of the greatest martial artists Asia's ever produced, Seo Hee Ham, a massive thank you for joining us.
함서희 선수님, 이제 함서희 선수님은 명실상부 정말 아시아가 키워낸 최고의 그 아톰급 선수이십니다. 너무 축하드립니다.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. And to the media, please stay tuned as we'll be joined imminently by the champ, Xiong Jingnan.
Yeah. So I made 2 people cry today. That's good. Glad you guys all enjoyed that in the comments. Just having a pop at me. My God, if anyone here becomes a pro athlete, don't let Nick interview. You'll be in tears. Nick gonna drown puppies after the stream for fun, says username. Yeah, I didn't know she would get so upset. But hey, that was quite a good answer, I thought. Yeah. Obviously, her bulldog died a few months ago, so I didn't mean to make her cry. I just tried to ask if, she felt extra motivation, and she said yes, she did, and that she felt like her bulldog was with her every day as she was preparing for this fight. So, Nick, a bigger instigator than Helweenie even. WMMA scene now says. Yes, be prepared, guys. I might make the champ cry. Xiong Jingnan. I don't think Xiong is capable of crying. I don't think she feels emotions. She is a badass. I will. There's nothing I can say, I think. Yeah, all jokes aside, Ham was very, very interesting there. Anyway, we'll come back to that because Xiong Jingnan is here.
没有发挥出我想要的一个状态，但是让我很值得开心的是，我看到我最近在地面还有在摔跤方面的一些进步，我也让别人看到我在地面是 OK 的。
Yeah, I'm so happy right now, but though I won't give myself a very high score tonight because I don't think I put a very the whole weapon tonight, but I believe that all my fans can see that I'm very good at grappling. I'm very good at my ground control game. So I got a lot of improvement in all this ground game. So yeah, I'm so excited. I believe my fans see all that tonight.
We'll go across to Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA.
Hi, Jingnan. Congratulations. That was a great performance. You mentioned there your grappling, your takedown defense. You're obviously very happy with that. You had Alex Silva in your corner. How important was he in your preparations for this fight?
金能，那你这一次在那个准备，因为你刚刚提到说你的地面啊，还有这些摔柔的方面都有进步，你这是在备战的时候，是不是有特别去针对这方面做训练？
有，因为现在是说到这个真的很不容易，非常的感谢教练，因为特殊原因我不可以 ，sorry。因为现在特殊时期，我不可以去gym training， 我只能在教练住的房子隔壁一个人家练 yoga 的一个小地方，6块垫子，只能2个人。然后教练每天叫不同的人来陪我训练，我不能去gym， 不能练，没有好的条件，没有任何的设施让我来练，就是教练每天不断的想办法 ，Alex 啊 C 啊，让 Ego 他们来陪我练。BJJ 是 Alex 啊，每天陪我练，摔跤是 Ego 帮我，然后就是这样，真的很难很难。
Yeah, I'm a little bit emotional right now because it's a very hard time in Singapore because of the pandemic. So I can go to the gym during my training camp. The only place I can go to is my coach's apartment. They got beside his apartment, and they got a little yoga classroom. So we just do our ground game training there. And I'm thank you my teammate Alex Silva. He has been teaching me a lot of grappling. So yeah, I thank you my coach, and I thank you Alex Silva. I'm thanking them both. They give me a lot of support. So that's why I'm a little bit emotion right now.
Your performance is even more impressive then. You mentioned the other day that the strawweight division isn't the most stacked division in one championship. Is there anyone though that you can see that's worthy to challenge you for your title in the near future or next?
既然你今天晚上已经是你第5次卫冕了，那你几乎就是能够打都打了，那你接下来你会觉得说你会想要打谁吗？
对于我来讲，就是一个不挑对手的人，就是如果谁想来谁我打谁。我说了，如果世界有很多非常优秀的运动员，他们可以来One Championship，我们一起来相互的去打比赛也好，相互进步，相互学习。
Just give me anyone. I can battle with anyone. I want to fight anyone, especially I want to fight a top fighter. Not only in One Championship, but also other promotions. So if other MMA promotion, they think their fighter is better than me, then okay, just fight with me. I can show how great I am. So give me any fight. I can handle that. I can take them down.
Love to see that. Lastly, just quickly, how proud were you of Ritu's performance tonight? If you saw any of that before your fight.
竟然你有今天晚上看到那个瑞图，他跟你都在一波嘛？你对于他今天晚上打败孟博表现有觉得如何？有惊讶到吗？
首先他在比赛的时候，我可能在做嘴播活动，但是我在做的时候也有去过去看一下，但是很开心他赢得了比赛。同时就是一半一半吧，就是他2个人谁赢了我都开心，但是也都会伤心。因为一个是我的团队，一个是我的好朋友。
Okay, actually, to be honest, it's a little bit weird feeling because yeah, Ritu, she's my teammate, so I'm very happy she win the victory. But I'm also a little bit sad because Mombo, you know, she's my very good friend, and we are very good relationship. So I'm sad that she can get the fight. So yeah, that's how I feel. And as for the fight, because when Ritu on the fight, I didn't see the whole bout because I'm doing my preparation. So I'll go back and watch and review the whole bout between Ritu and Mengbo.
但是我认为这是好的，因为只有这样才能让他们去进步、去强大，越来越好。
I think this is a very good bout for both of them because one, like Ritu, she has a lot of improvement, very impressive fight tonight. And Mengbo, she will know. Maybe she has to be make some improvement too, because maybe she's not good at ground game, so she can learn something from this fight tonight.
I think it was fight of the night. Well, congratulations! Can't wait to see you back inside the One Circle.
Thanks, Leon. We go next to Jay Anderson of K-Side Press.
Congratulations on the win tonight. And I'm just wondering if you can speak to what it means to headline the first all-female card for One Championship and really the first all-female card for any major promotion.
对你来说，因为今天晚上是全女子正卡嘛，你觉得这一张全女子正卡对 MMA 这项运动的重要性在哪边？因为一般都是男生比较多嘛。今天晚上你怎么看？
因为这样能让更多的人看到女生的一种魅力。女生不仅可以柔美，而且也可以非常的强悍，而且这样也让更多的女生有了一个满满的正能量。不管在遇到困难和挫折，因为在很多人的认知里面一直认为女生是最柔弱的一面，但是我认为因为有这样的比赛出现，让更多的人看到女生的另一种魅力，而且女生也可以做到自我保护，自我有自信心，勇敢的一面。
I think after tonight, the whole world will see a woman is not weak. But women can be tough and women can be tough and beautiful at the same time. So, and see a lot of positive energies through this tonight's fight. So you see how many tremendous female fighters in this fight card. So I'm so happy to see the whole female card tonight. And give the whole female a lot of confidence because they can show how toughness they are in the circle.
And speaking of tough, we did see the opening round of the Atomweight Grand Prix tonight. Moving forward, would you like to see a strawweight Grand Prix? And would you want to face the winner, or would you like to potentially defend your title throughout a tournament at some point?
因为现在是原则量级8人赛嘛，你会希望来一场草量级8人赛嘛？那你会想要跟草量级的8人赛来一场，再跟他打一场吗？
Of course, 当然了，我当然想愿意，因为这样你会遇到不同的对手。一个人的成长是要结合于很多不同的选手，你要碰到不同的选手，才能让你成长，才能让你知道看到自己不足的地方，让你更加的去强大。只有你强大了，对手才会渺小。所以说，我认为这是一件好事。
Sure. I want to say whole female card about the strawweight female card because I even want to fight a strawweight female card champion because I know if I want to be a true great fighter, I have to fight anyone, no matter who she is. So yes, I want to say, just give us a strawweight Grand Prix too.
And last one for me. I know it's hard to judge these things given the pandemic, but do you have a time frame for when you'd like to fight next?
你下一个人有想要打谁吗？
我应该有听赛事的吧。下一个，因为我们在One Championship它是有一个排名的，我认为排名的下一个应该是日本的那个女生吧。
你说山浦彩佳吗？
应该是她，我有看到那个。
Okay, the next, I can fight anyone, no matter when championship match me up, I can fight any of them. But the next one, if you ask me if you want me to point out one athlete, I would say it's Yaki Miura. I want to fight her because she's on the ranking list. So just put me a fight with her.
All right. Well, thanks very much for the time. Looking forward to it.
Next up, we go to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
Hey there. I appreciate you taking my call. I'm, just kind of curious here because there was that moment in the first round where Michelle Nicolini got put down, and it seemed like, the fight could even potentially be stopped if there was certain follow-up strikes. I guess my question is, was there any point where there was like a surprise at the level of toughness and adaptability of Michelle Nicolini?
竟然在第一回的时候，其实你差一点就要把那个 Michelle 给打倒了，可是他还是没有倒，你差点就可以终结他。你有没有吓到说哇，他怎么这么厉害这样子？
没有，我反而认为是我自己心软了，因为我徐云南再一次心软，这一直是我很多人认为我很讨厌的一个事情。
Actually, I don't feel impressive of Michelle's toughness in first round. On the contrary, I think maybe I'm just too soft. I'm just a very kind heart. I can put the heavy strike on her, so that's why I can finish her in the first round. So yeah, so next time I will do very aggressively finish her in the first round.
That's a curious interpretation, but just as a follow-up kind of question here, because the name Ayaka Miura was mentioned just because of her placement in the contender hierarchy there, and just, Xiong Jingnan has torn through the top 3 contenders in the division so far at this point. So is that like what she wants to map out for her championship legacy, just continually take on these opponents like Ayaka Miura, number 5 ranked Jenilyn Olsen, etc.?
那既然你说打山浦彩佳的话，你是想要把它整个那个草量级现在排名全部都打一轮下来，是这个样子吗？想要把他们全部每个人都打一遍吗？
用打，我认为是一个说的有一点好像很残忍的那种，因为毕竟是竞技嘛。然后再一个是在我的这个级别当中，我肯定是一个都要打回来。但是如果有可能，我肯定也会去原子量级。因为我说过，这和不同的人去比赛，和不同的人去打的话，你是在锻炼自己，让自己成长。你只有经历过，才会让自己去成长。因为我说过，我想让自己强大，我不是说只是拿了一个冠军就是一个冠军 ，no， 你要继续往前，继续往前，不停的往前。
Yeah, I want to fight the whole, no matter who's on the ranking list on strawweight, I want to battle them because I want to show everyone that I'm the dominant fighter in the whole strawweight division. But also, if I fight all of them, then I'm willing to go to the atomweight too, because I want to be great. I want to be a dangerous fighter. So any kind of division, I can accept the challenge.
Well, very much showcasing that you were a great, dangerous fighter in that performance, and really appreciate the insights. Thank you.
Next, we have Jack Gotzel from Topsoft Sports.
Hi. So you mentioned wanting to maybe fight a fighter from a different promotion. Is Rose Namajunas maybe the person that you would like to fight from another promotion, or did you have somebody else in mind?
既然你刚提到说，即便是其他的赛事的选手，你也可以打。那你觉得那个 Rose， 你知道，就像是打败张伟丽那个 Rose， 你觉得打他 OK 吗？
其实我们俩也是好朋友，我们俩也有在 Instagram 上相互的鼓励。其实我非常看重 Rose 的一个人品，真的，因为我们俩有很多地方太像了，我们不会被不管是利益也好或者什么所熏陶，他身上的一种精神是我非常佩服的，真的是我有很多的地方。但是如果当两个人面对的时候，可以的话，当然可以。
Sure, of course, I can battle Rose because me and Rose, we are friends. We add each other on Instagram, and sometimes we chat on Instagram too. So yeah, she's a very good fighter. So if one day there's a matchup with me and Rose, I believe that will be a dream matchup. She's a good friend of mine, and I like her. She's very kind. So I'm looking forward to that fight. Me fight Rose.
And I heard you mention that you might want to make the jump down to straw weight in the future and try to get a belt there. But would you like to see one championship maybe create a flyweight division? Or I'm sorry, atom weight earlier.
Yeah, atom weight. Yeah, so your question is a flyweight division?
Yes.
So if OK 既然你刚刚提到说你也不介意去打原子量级嘛？如果是刚刚提到记者问到说如果是赢了，如果之后因为万现好像还没有赢量级，那如果之后还有赢量级的话，你也会想去挑战吗？
赢量级是我上面的一个级别是吧？
对，是赢量级。
你们不感觉问这个问题有点怎么说呢？因为这样你不感觉到我会很吃亏嘛？不管在身高还是在体重方面。但是如果One Championship需要我 ，OK， 没有问题。
Yeah, sure, it's okay, no problem to go to the flyweight. Though I know flyweight maybe not the good division for me, but I love challenge. It's okay. Just put me in flyweight. I'm okay with that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and congrats.
Our next question comes from Raj Shaker of Essentially Sports.
Hello, Jingnan. First of all, congratulations for your spectacular win tonight. Now, coming into the fight, you obviously had a lot of respect for Mitchell Nicolini as an opponent. You even said that you wanted her to be your BJJ teacher at some point of your career. So, do you still stand by that comment after having a win over her?
你怎么看？你觉得因为今天晚上那个 Michelle 一直想试着把你给拖到地面嘛，而且他其实是很多次的巴西柔术的冠军。那今天晚上你觉得他在巴西柔术这方面有表现的好吗？
尼克妮妮是我非常尊重的一名运动员，他的柔术实至名归，他的名字所有人都知道，不是说靠吹嘘怎么样，我很尊重他。但是虽然是竞技两个人只有一个人能站着，一个人躺下，但是我蛮心疼他的。怎么说呢？都不容易，运动员都不容易。但是我能看到他也很努力，很想在地面去终结我。但是值得开心的是，我在地面，我让大家能够看到，熊一男不仅会 boxing、kicking boxing， 地面摔跤一样可以。
Yeah, after tonight, I believe that I said before, everyone now know that me, I'm Xiong Jingnan. I'm not only good at boxing, kickboxing, but I'm good at BJJ. I'm good at wrestling. I'm good at any kind of strong game too. As for Nicolini's performance tonight, I respect her. She's a multi-time BJJ champion, so I respect her that achievement a lot. No matter maybe tonight she can do the takedown strategy successfully on me, but I still pay a lot of respect on her. She's a great fighter.
That's great to know. Now, my follow-up question would be, in the Atomwood Grand Prix, 4 women have already made their place to the semifinals. there's Ritu Phogat, there's Hirata, there's Seo Hee Ham, and there's Fairtex. Now, since you have already beaten Angela Lee, whom do you feel amongst these 4 women have the best chance of beating Lee?
今天晚上那个已经出来了4个8人赛的选手了嘛，赢了嘛，就是有韩国的选手，还有那个 SCMP， 然后还有那个日本的平田树，还有那你觉得说哪一号Ritu？那你觉得说最后谁会拿到冠军去打李胜珠？
你要知道，每一个运动员都有一项自己最独特的东西，是任何人无法去超越的。不管这个人是好还是坏，他身上都有一样东西是任何人比不了的。我曾经说过，任何人都是最好的。但是对于我来讲，我对 Stan 蛮欣赏他的。虽然 Korea Girl 我并不是很了解他，但是我也有看到他真的很努力。所以我认为最后一场是很难去决胜的。你像 Stan 和最后应该 Stan 和 Korea Girl 吧，他俩会决出来一个，我认为。
As my prediction about the Grand Prix final, I believe it will be SCMP and Seo Hee Ham. But I want to say that every woman in the Grand Prix is a great fighter, and everyone have their everyone is unique and have their secret weapons. So you never know what happened, what will happen in the circle. But yeah, if you ask me my prediction, I believe it will SCMP and Seo Hee Ham.
当然，什么东西都不是绝对的，我会全力以赴的去帮我的 team， Ritu 去好好的备战。如果只要他有这个机会，我会全力以赴的帮助他。
So like I said, it's really hard to tell what happened in the circle. So I still believe Ritu got a chance, and I will help her. I will do my best to help her in her training camp too.
Yeah.
My last question would be, you just said that you were in constant touch with Rose Namajunas on Instagram. So she has got her upcoming fight against Zhang Weili, a rematch. So how do you see that fight going?
You mean the Rose and Zhang Weili fight rematch?
Like, what's your opinion on that? Like, how does Zing... Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you want to know the Jingnan's opinion about right?
Yeah, what's your prediction on that?
OK， 竟然因为接下来张伟丽跟 Rose 他们要在11月再打一场比赛了，你怎么看这场比赛？你有任何的预测吗？
最近没有去特别的关注，因为我要比赛嘛，我的全部的注意力和精力集中在我的备战。我说了，我在很难的一个时期在备战，所以但是听到他俩又要去再次比赛，去满新期待吧，因为只有优秀的运动员才能擦出最好的火花。
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this fight when I heard that Weili and Rose gonna get the rematch and the rematch is settled. So I'm so excited to hear the news because I know they definitely will put on a very good show. But I really can't give you a prediction right now, because recently I've been focusing on my training camp. So yeah, it's hard for me to make a prediction right now.
Thank you so much for your time and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
A reminder that everyone can vote for their semi-finalists at onefc.com/vote. We go now to our final question coming from Gerdu Mi.
Jingnan, at the end of the third round, your opponent seems to get a very good position of armbar. What actually happened there? Was it as dangerous as people thought? How dangerous it was compared to the armbar from Angela Lee in your first fight? 就是你第3回合马上结束的时候，对手好像拿到一个十字固的把位啊，拿到一个 armbar 的把位。当时情况到底是怎么样的？是不是像大家在屏幕上看到一样的危险？他和你第一次跟李胜珠打的时候那个 armbar 相比，哪个更险一点呢？
你说谁那个 armbar？
就是你和 Nicolini 打第3回合马上结束的时候
有一个他做了我一个，对吧？
对对对。
其实2个都很危险，但是安居拉里他那个已经形成了，您能懂我的意思吗？就是安居拉里做了我那个其实是已经是形成了，已经是有了，我是奔着我的胳膊去断掉，但是里克妮妮已经即将要去形成完成的时候， 我尽我自己的所能逃出来了。两者是不一样的。第一个是安吉拉里是已经形成了，第二个我和跟妮妮是它即将形成，一定要有了，我逃脱了。
Yeah, I think this two on board is totally different because I think as for the Angela Lee's on board on me last time, it's truly dangerous because she has set up the whole on board, so it's deadly dangerous. But as for the on board tonight, Michelle can set up the on board, so that's why I can find an opening to escape out the on board.
And then my last question is, Gina, you got a lot of questions of who you want next, but do you think that as the ultimate king of one women division, you should call anyone out, or should these contenders fight for an opportunity to face you? 就是你现在有很多给你的问题是你下一个想打谁，但是现在你已经作为万女子级别的大魔王了，你觉得到底是应该你去挑他们，还是应该他们打出一个机会来面对你？
我认为每个人都要有机会，公平。我认为是这样子的，因为我是个运动员，每个运动员都不容易，谁都想赢，没有人愿意去输，但是机会只有一个，所以我真的希望每个人当有机会的时候把握住，谁想挑战我都可以，真的是这个样子的，因为我是我相互学习，每个人都是公平的，人人平等。
Now, a lot of questions ask me about who I'm gonna be face off next. But welcome every challenger. They can call me out because I love challenge. So I want, if anyone call out on me, I will accept the challenge. So yeah, just go ahead. I know a lot of people want the belt on me, but I won't give it out to anyone. So just show me the challenge.
One more question. Jingnan, as the one and only world MMA champion of China right now, how much of the pressure have you felt in this fight? And how's your feeling right now exactly? 就是你现在作为中国唯一的一个最后的一个世界格斗冠军，这场比赛你的压力是不是要比以往的任何一场都大？然后你此时此刻的心情能不能给我们再讲一下？
其实每一次在进行卫冕比赛的时候都有压力，真的都有压力。我如果说没有压力，我Xiong Jingnan在撒谎。每一次都有压力，但这一次压力蛮大的。说到这里，内心说不出来的感觉，真的压力很大。各界呀，不管是什么言论呀，很多。但是值得我很开心的一点是，Xiong Jingnan是一个成长中的Xiong Jingnan，不再是以前一个没有任何的一个太多的一个想法控制能力，因为我在这我经历的太多，我一路走来成长了很多，所以我尽自己最大的努力把这种压力化为动力，只有这样我才能继续前行，继续走得更高。而且今天在这次比赛中，其实我对自己不是很满意，但是我又值得开心的是，如果当你十全十美的时候，你已经没有进步的空间了，当你发现自己有不足的地方，说明你还足够有进步的空间。
I'm not very satisfied about my performance tonight because I think I can be more aggressive, but I just play safe tonight, so I'm not very satisfied with that. But I have to say that I'm also very happy because after tonight, I know my weakness, where my weaknesses are, so I can make some improvement on my weakness too. But also I have to say, I feel a lot of pressure tonight, but frankly, every title defense fight made me feel a lot of pressure. But tonight, the pressure is huge. It's super huge tonight because, you know, this is my 5th title defense, and everyone everyone put a lot of expectation on me. So sure, I have huge pressure, but I'm so glad that I overcome that pressure. That's why I can still hold the belt with me and doing the interview with all of you here.
Oh, thank you. 谢谢Jingnan.
The Panda, you truly are an incredible champion. Thank you so much for joining us, 谢谢你。
谢谢。
With that, We've come to the end of the One in Power post-event interviews. Thank you again to all the members of the media who joined us and asked questions. If you need further information, please contact the One PR team at pr@onefc.com. Have a great weekend ahead.
That is the end of it all. That is the end of the post-event interviews. The event is all over. The fights are done. It's 1:21 a.m. here in Hong Kong, so I'm not going to hang around much longer, guys. But do appreciate you all watching, and I hope you enjoyed those interviews. And yes, 2-1 to me. Leon made Xiong Jingnan cry. So it happens, doesn't it? And like Alvin says, good to see you, Alvin says, I think it's okay for these fighters to be emotional. They have gone through a hard training camps and tough fights. It's always an honor to watch them perform. He decided he couldn't let Nick make her cry and beat him to it. Yeah, that was funny. But Alvin's right. Yeah, it must have been emotional for everyone. You know, think how long this Grand Prix has been in the works, nearly a year. And I know Xiong wasn't in the Grand Prix, but she's had to wait, like everyone else, to defend that belt again on this card in the main event. So props to everyone involved. I didn't get banned, Peekaboo. I just didn't ask a question because I was actually writing some stuff. I was doing a bit of work. And Leon only made her cry, so I didn't need to. Anyway. Some hard graft from the SCMP team. Yes, it's been a long day. You know, I've been at it since about 10 a.m. Oh God, what is that? 15 hours. Had all the chattery stuff this morning, and you had the fights, and now this. So I guess I'll be back tomorrow morning, transcribing some of these interviews and writing some reaction. And you can find that all on scmp.com/MMA. Stellar card overall, says Dylan Bowker. Props to Dylan as well, asking some great questions in the interviews there. Yeah. Making two badass women cry was the most impressive. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of texts about that and a lot of banter coming my way. So glad you guys enjoyed it. What's the revolutionary announcement? Yeah, I don't even think there was one. I think it was meant to be the all striking card, first strike. So the whole kickboxing card, that is the revolutionary announcement. Slightly underwhelming, I think, given what Michael said to us and how he put it. I expected more of a bombshell, but I'm very intrigued by that card, the all kickboxing card. It looks like a great show. There's going to be inaugural featherweight kickboxing champion crowned in one, and they're going to have a quarterfinals of the Grand Prix on the same card to start determining the number one contender for the champ, and it will be Super Bon against Giorgio Petrosian. Rodtang's also on the card as usual, and yeah, it should be a good show. Yeah, that was the big announcement, apparently. Alvin asking if Mr. Riggs was around for the fight companion. Drake was a little under the weather, I think, guys. So hope Drake's feeling better. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the chattery interview as well. Thank you for the kind words about that. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. Yeah, Alec Equationist says here, maybe the big announcement was the voting for the semi-finals. That might be it, actually. But they said they announced that in the face-offs last night, so I'm not sure. To be fair, though, when I was chattery, he had no clue what Chivella was talking about, so I don't know. Yes, Alvin agrees. It might be the fan voting. We'll see. We'll see, guys. You know, that is quite revolutionary, and you've now got until September 10th, I think, to vote for that. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. But yes, I I gotta get out of here. I'm very tired. So I'll love you and leave you guys. Thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you commenting and liking and poking fun at me. Oh, look who's here. Andrew Whitelaw. This is the man whose face you've just seen all over the screen. Thank you, Andrew, for hosting those interviews. Who are you voting for? I don't know. What would I like to see? Ham against Stamp would be fun. Ritu against Itsuki. Those are two kind of good matchups. I think that are quite balanced nicely. Striker, grappler, wrestler. Yeah, that might work well. Amazing moderator, Andrew. He of the legendary haircut, yes. The green screen makes your hair look great, Andrew. Or the lack of a green screen. I'm not sure if you're just using Zoom's background thing. But in all seriousness, thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. My emotionally striking line of questioning. Yeah, Leon beat me to it at the end. So I was going for the hat trick. I was texting Tammy from PR saying I'm going to get the hat trick. AEW All Out Fight Companion this weekend. We might be back for UFC, so let's see. But actually, no, that's really early, isn't it? It's 1 a.m. Hong Kong, I think. So you know what? That might be difficult. But yeah, we will be back next week for there's a Angela Lee, Christian Lee, and Victoria Lee Media Day thing on Zoom, which we'll stream. And I got a bunch of interviews lined up as we gear up for the Revolution card now. Some big names you're going to enjoy there. And yeah, a lot of things in the works, guys. Aishin Lam asking who I also made cry. I also made Denice cry. She was first on my hit list. So I can't remember what I asked there, but I asked Ham about her dog who had just sadly died, and yeah, she got a bit upset, understandably so. But anyway, yeah, I gotta go. It's so late. Thank you all. Appreciate you all being here and watching. It's been really fun again. Let's do it next time. One Championship Revolution, like September. I can't remember the date, but it's 2 or 3 weeks. We'll get there. And plenty of big news will be coming out before then. And yeah, keep your eyes on SCMP MMA for all the fallout from this event. A lot of stuff to talk about. It's going to rumble on now. Some big talking points, especially the Denice Zamboanga Ham Seo Hee fight. Yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. Really do. Now I'm going to cry. No, I'm kidding. Maybe I will. All right. Peace. See you guys.